Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is the Apostate Prophet. I hope everybody's having a very, very fantastic day.
What? No, everyone's having a crap day, man. Stop lying.
Yeah, David, hi, what's up? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, man?
Nothing. Not a very fantastic day.
What?
I don't even know what there's to say. It's just today I woke up to the news that Salwan Momika is dead. He was killed. He was brutally murdered. And you sent me a message actually telling me that.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it right when people started posting about it, and then of course it's always a situation where you don't know, right? You don't. Whenever nowadays anyone can say anything online, so people can say something, and then you don't know if you should take it seriously or not. And then you run, and then people were saying that it happened during a live stream, like he's live streaming and stuff. So you're wondering, like, did his live stream just cut out, or was he playing some sort of practical joke or something like that? So he had to look around for it, but then very quickly it was getting verified by the media and so on. So, yeah.
All right, sorry, I'm trying to fix my camera because it's being stupid again. So
Camera, not the person. New one. Okay, go ahead.
I checked as soon as you sent me that. Checked what's going on. Checked if there are any reports. I immediately messaged Stefan from Visegrad. Said, "Hey, did you see this?" And he said, "Well, I have to confirm it first. Last time it wasn't true." Then I said, "It's confirmed, man."
Oh yeah, matter of fact, there was something with him before where people thought he was dead. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember people were saying that something happened to him, and it turned out to be fake, or he just like disappeared for a little while, and people were thinking he was dead or something. I forget what it was, but now that you just mentioned that, yeah, there was something with him.
Yeah, there was a time where so he was in Sweden the whole time. There was a time when he tried to go over to Norway to resettle there, but the Norwegian police apparently just picked him up and thought about what to do with him, and then sent him back to Sweden. And in that process, people couldn't get a hold of him, so the rumor started spreading that he was killed. But that was the first time, and that was fake news. The Norwegian police then denied it, said he's not dead, we got him. But this time it's true. It happened during a TikTok live stream. He was live on TikTok. He was talking to people. He was having conversations, discussions, and so on. I haven't watched the footage, but I think it's publicly available here and there. You can go and see what happened. In the middle of the live stream, so the doorbell rings. He gets up to see who's there, and then you hear gunshots. And after a while, the next thing you see after that is just Swedish police coming, and some Swedish policemen coming and finding the phone and turning off the live stream. That's it. So that's what happened.
Yeah, so people have pointed out that Norway rejected him. Maybe he should have said, hey, I'm a Muslim, and because of my devout efforts to molest children, I need a place where I can do this. And they'd have been like, oh yeah, come right in. But instead it's, hey, I believe in Western rights and freedom of expression and freedom to make fun of the Quran or Muhammad or anything else I want. And they're like, no, get out of here. We only accept little people who want to molest girls.
Yeah, he should have joined a rape gang. Should have joined a terrorist organization. Should have said we want to impose Islamic Sharia on everyone in Europe and so on. Should have done these things,
And we want to kill apostates.
He would be totally fine. He would be totally fine. He should have said I want to kill apostates. This is pissing me off right now. God damn it, man.
And he should have said something along the lines of, hey, I'm Salwan Momika, and I'm here because I believe in killing critics of Islam. They'd have rolled out the red carpet for that dude.
Yeah, that would be very, very crazy. That'd be very good, of course. That'd be very good, of course. Yeah, so I don't know, man. I'm aware that my video is gone. It's because I unplugged it because it was making problems, and it's still making problems probably. I don't know. Kia Alifi became a YouTube member. Welcome to the channel. Fatwa, 7 years since Hebdo and the media still paints critics like Salwan or Hartoon as edgelords. Disgusting. That's the thing. You have people coming out today. You have people coming out and saying, "Oh, shocking, shocking."
What's shocking?
Happen? How did this happen? Disgusting again, and so on. Yes, again, and this happens again and again until you make decisions to deport a bunch of people. Take things like this seriously. Acknowledge that that you have a culture clash problem. Acknowledge that there is a religion out there that is like none other. Acknowledge that you have to deal with Islamic threats, with Islamism, and so on. Acknowledge these things, before. Or you can just wait till next time and then say, "Oh, how did this happen? I have no idea." That's that. I also
Interesting that Fatwa brought up Hatun there. I just made a little video about Hatun that I'll share later.
Yeah. That's what they do. So, and then you have people lecturing me, lecturing others on how to react to this. I blocked people, even supporters today, even people who I have seen supporting me, following me for quite a while, and being like, "AP, we shouldn't react." No, blocked. So I just I don't know how to express this in the nicest way possible, but if you have been following me for a while, if you have been following me for years, if you have been following me for a few months, and today a known activist, Salwan Momika, is killed, is brutally murdered, and Muslims are praising this all over social media and justifying it and celebrating it. And the same people are coming around and saying, "Oh, you are next, you are next, your friend is in hell, you are next," and so on. And then people who actually followed me for, I don't know, even if you followed me since I ever appeared online, and you tell me on this day, "Oh no, this is not the right reaction, AP. We shouldn't get the hell out of here. I'm going to block you immediately because you are dumber than those people who are not even familiar with the narrative." Seriously, you are on this, you have listened, you have seen these things, and your reaction today of all days is to preach how we should react to things, is to preach to me how I should react to this, is to preach to us on what we should say and should not say, is to preach to us whether we should post pictures in response of the craters and the garbage blocks in Gaza or not. Get out of here. Seriously, I will block you today, and I will never unblock you again. You can get the hell out of here. I have no respect for you. You are a moron. You are an imbecile. You are worse than those who don't even know about any of this kind of stuff. Don't waste my time with your, "Oh, we have to be understanding. We have to be passionate. We have to be this. We have to be that," with your garbage nonsense. While you are doing that, look, here's what happens. The terrorist comes to me. The terrorist aims with his gun at my head. The terrorist has his finger on the trigger. I respond to the terrorist. And you, guy, you say, "Oh, hey, AP, I have been supporting you for so long, and I don't think you should respond to this guy who has his gun to your head with anger. I think you should be more understanding." And in that moment, what then happens is that the terrorist actually pulls the trigger and kills me, shoots a giant hole in my head. And when I'm on the ground, you think to yourself, what could we have done differently? You are an imbecile, and I have no respect for you.
Hey, tell us what you really think, AP. Stop holding back, man.
I didn't even want to go live today. Honestly, it's just
you got to do it, man. This important. So the one thing is important. What's even more important, I would say, than the actual attack is the Muslim reactions to the attack.
Yeah.
We all remember. You'd have something like 9/11, and you remember, oh, this has nothing to do with Islam. Nothing. And then over the years, they've just let their true colors show more and more until now. I'm sure there are Muslims condemning the attack and so on. All I've seen so far is celebrations of it.
I've seen maybe one person condemn it. That's it. One person. I've seen maybe 2 or 3 people say, "Yeah, he shouldn't have been killed," or "Yeah, I don't condone killing." That's it. That's the best thing I've seen. Almost every single Muslim response that I saw, almost every single Muslim response that I've seen to Salwan being murdered today was celebration and justification. This is because the majority of Muslims agree with Muslim terrorism and with Muslim punishments in response to people offending their religion or even just leaving their religion. It's not a minority. It's not a minority. It's not the ugly few. It's the ugly most.
And you know how you can verify that. Because it's very easy if you saw a Muslim celebrating it, right? Like we had this instantly happen. As soon as we started posting about it, we started getting "you're next" and this and that. So that wouldn't tell you how many Muslims support this or how common this is among Muslims. But look at what some of their champions have posted and the fans' reaction. So you can see by how the people who are popular in Islam are reacting and how their fans are reacting when they celebrate it and so on. It becomes pretty clear. And they seriously don't know what they're doing to themselves right now. It is an absolute disaster for them. I mean, think about this. I posted earlier. I was like, wait a minute. We can't find one single Muslim on the planet, not one, to actually defend Muhammad in a public debate and actually show anyone why we should believe in this guy. And yet they all celebrate killing someone who doesn't believe in him. I mean, just imagine this situation. Believe in our prophet. Why? We're not going to tell you, just believe in him, or we'll fight you and kill you if you disagree. It's like, wait a minute. Can you tell us why we should believe in this guy? Because of the perfect preservation miracle. Okay, sorry, that was a lie. What reason do you have? Because of the scientific miracles. Okay, now you even your Dawa guys admit that was all a lie. What do you have that is not a lie to tell us why we should believe in this guy? Step on stage and have a debate about this. Nothing. Not 1 in 2 billion is willing to do that. And yet, yay, we're killing over this guy that we can't defend at all. You have the most obvious false prophet in history, and all you can do is kill people for rejecting him. It's pretty pathetic, man. It's absolutely pathetic.
You have, of course, the people like these show up.
What
people
a
like Jackson
dork,
Hinkle. Man. What a bastard! Like, this guy here will actually turns up after somebody has been shot and killed in their home and posts a meme about it, about how happy he is. He actually posts a meme about it, about how happy he is about this kind of stuff. This is just, this guy is not even a Muslim. He's not even a Muslim. He's not even from Muslim culture. He's not an Islamist. He's nothing like that. He just has his head so far up the asses of the Muslims and their Islamists that he just joins in with the celebrations.
What do you think? Is he like because we keep seeing this over and over again, but is he basically like a more evil version of Lily J, in the sense that, hey, I don't really necessarily believe a lot of the stuff I'm saying when I'm pandering, but I understand there is a huge community out there, and as long as I say all this disgusting stuff, they love me for it. They will worship me as long as I am saying that a person who burned the Quran is evil, and so on. It's an easy grift for everyone. So
yeah, this guy just cares about this guy only cares about the engagement, the money that he makes off of people reacting to his stuff. That's all he cares about, really. That's all he does. I don't think that this guy has any interest at all in, assessing anything, and I don't know, engaging in any conversations. He doesn't care about right and wrong. He doesn't care about truth and falsehood. He doesn't care about the facts. All he cares about is people react to something outrageous that I say, and that then makes me money. That's all he cares about. Honestly, that's. I don't see any other reason here. This guy is just a complete scumbag, a complete subhuman bastard. That's all he is. All right, let's see if this solves the problem. Okay, so this guy is celebrating it. He loves it. You have, of course, under the post of Salwan, where he just look at this footage here. This is supposedly Sweden, man. This is supposedly Sweden. Sharmuta, sharmuta, wallahi, wallahi, sharmuta. If the police took down the guard and went out the way, they would be running toward him like zombies. This kind of looks like a the Walking Dead scene or something like that. I don't know. Where this guy's just taunting them to distract the zombies until his friends get out of trouble or something like that. This is supposedly Sweden. You have a bunch of subhuman vermin there threatening him and waiting to come and bite him and kill him. Eventually, somebody did it, or several people did it. They actually arrested 5 people. Allah the Almighty.
Oh, wait! They caught the dudes.
They arrested 5 people according to the latest news.
Who will be heroes in prison? They will be sentenced to a number of years of prison dawa. This is why the entire Western system of dealing with this stuff is messed up. So suppose they catch let's say it's 5 guys and they're all involved and they all conspired to kill this guy, and then suppose they try them and convict them. These guys will be doing what? They'll be sentenced to what, 15 years, 20 years, where they do what in prison? Where they train other inmates to be terrorists, those other inmates who are going home and so on. But yeah, they'll be training them to also kill. And then, so what are they doing behind scenes? They're building an army. What do they do in prison? They build an army. There are armies being built in European prisons by people that you lock up. What do people do? People actually return from fighting for ISIS and they say, hey, we'll give you 6 years in prison. They send them to prison for 6 years. What do you think these guys are doing? What do you think these ISIS members are doing in your prisons in Europe? They're building an army and you're playing patty cake with them.
So, Washington Post says an Iraqi man who staged Quran burnings in Sweden was shot dead hours before he was set to receive a verdict on Thursday in a trial tied to the desecration of Islam's holy book.
This holy book.
Not so holy. Not so holy. That drew worldwide uproar, authorities said. Salwan Momika, an asylum seeker in Sweden and anti-Islam campaigner, sparked waves of outrage throughout parts of the Muslim world in 2023 when he burned a copy of the Quran outside a mosque during the Islamic holiday of Eid al-Adha. Videos of Quran burnings by a small... Gotta shut down. He was awaiting a trial for what's going to happen with him. Sweden's public broadcaster reported that he was killed in a shooting in a city near the capital. It said Momika, 38, had come to Sweden in 2018. Swedish media reported that Momika's TikTok account was live streaming shortly before the shooting. It was actually his live streaming while he was being shot. You absolute retards. Can't even write the facts right here. Stockholm police said a man was found with gunshot wounds Wednesday night. The police said a preliminary murder investigation was opened and 5 people were detained without elaborating. I actually looked into the details further. They arrested 2 people at first. Then another one they caught somewhere, and then in some building, like quite close to where he lived, they arrested 2 more people, and they also found the gun I think, in question inside the vehicle of one of the suspects that they detained. So sounds like they actually found the right guys, and they did so by looking at surveillance footage and seeing these guys escaping after the gunshots were heard, and then basically tracking down their paths and finding them. Those pathetic losers didn't even have the guts to actually stand there and like good terrorists announce that they killed an enemy of Islam.
How can you call me a loser when I kill people because of the ramblings of an illiterate 7th century Arabian caravan robber who raped a prepubescent girl? This makes me super strong.
That's true. The court had been scheduled to hand down a verdict on Thursday. At the time, Sweden also raised a terrorism alert. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, who has sex with goats, even tied the Quran burnings to Stockholm's bid to join NATO, and so on. So that's the current situation. I don't know why they included the whole sex with goats part here. That doesn't really make sense. Here you have reactions by Muslims. Allah the Almighty said, Almighty? What Almighty, man? Here. You get only an L. That's what you get. Allah the Almighty said, for them is punishment in the worldly life, and the punishment of the hereafter is more severe, and they have no protection from Allah. This is what Nasreen M77 said, who is I don't know, prostitute or something. I don't know. Rest in hell, you will be well suited there, said Mumin Samajir. Yeah, people respond to this like Tom, who said, "Rest in peace, Salwan. Your actions were not in vain. You didn't deserve this." You have insulting his looks, mocking Indians for some weird reason. I hate Zionists, but he didn't deserve this. Well, anyone who flies the satanic Israeli star kind of does, meaning anyone who flies the star of the flag of Israel deserves to be killed. Oh, he did. I'm glad he died. You're next. He's in hell. Don't worry, you will follow him in hell, Tom. He deserved it, filthy rat. Hope he burns in hell. It's kind of funny to me that most of these people have anonymous accounts and don't
Bunch
even have
of
the
cowards, man.
guts to show themselves. This is the end of those who attack our religion. Be careful and shut up. Well, there we go again. Later, I will piss on this. Not on this one, just on a different one.
Don't do it live.
I'm thinking of it. What's this prostitute doing here? Then you have other people celebrating and all that while people are mourning. This guy here says, Allahumma lakal hamd wa shukr. This guy says, this guy says thanks and blessings, thanks and praise to Allah. Yeah, to Allah, to you belong all praise and gratitude. Posts a verse from Surah Al-Baqarah, which is about being punished for rejecting the Quran, basically, and so on. How many likes? 80 likes in a regular, normal comment section. Not a single sign of somebody who says, I'm a Muslim and I don't agree with this. You need that donation still? Good joke. Do your Gazan friends still need donations? Oh, sorry, they didn't go through any trouble. They're celebrating right now, right? They won. And so on. They will enter and burn in a fire of scorching heat, given drink from a boiling spring. For them, there will be no food except from a poisonous thorny plant, which neither nourishes nor avails against hunger. By the way, I announced it earlier, basically on I announced it earlier on Twitter as well. But I ordered a bunch of Qurans that should be here soon. They will also be burned in his honor, in the honor of Salwan. Some people think I spent a lot of money ordering those. I actually didn't, because half of those were ordered for free, because I signed up for a free Quran delivery thing.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't care. I'm just gonna
So
burn them.
some are expensive, like this the big thing right here. Look at this.
Uh-huh.
And that's not even the biggest jumbo one. Check this bad boy out. Oh man. Oh, Allah's word is very heavy. Oh, look at this. Look at that. Takes up a whole screen.
Whoa.
Look at that. Man.
And I ordered some other cheap ones that I also want to burn. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. Gonna be very nice. There is a misunderstanding about Salwan. Some people think that I'm just standing up here or supporting a fellow ex-Muslim or something like that. Salwan Momika was not an ex-Muslim. He was a Christian, an Assyrian Christian from an Assyrian Catholic Christian community in Iraq. That's where he was from. He was never a Muslim.
He's an atheist, weirdo.
Okay, well then he was an atheist from
Christian.
a Catholic.
Christian background. He's
okay.
Assyrian. He's Assyrian. They're Christian background. He
was an atheist from a Catholic Assyrian community.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So he was never a Muslim. He's not an ex-Muslim or anything like that. He's just he was proud of his Assyrian background and Assyrian Christian background, despite being an atheist himself. But he emphasized this whole Assyrian Christian aspect quite a bit. Now you have people like this here, Lucas Gage, who is severely mentally retarded. Upon the news of Salwan dying, being killed, being murdered by Muslims, his response is he was a Jew. And then, of course, you have his community actually talking about agreed. He was an Iraqi Christian nitwit, as Jewish as yourself, but much smarter and more courageous. We will send you pizzas and Chinese food as countertroll. This guy is everywhere celebrating his death and so on. These people are just. I mean, there are the Muslims, the Islamists who celebrate this kind of stuff. Then there are the average Nazis, and then there are complete imbeciles, mentally ill individuals like this guy here, who has real problems, who comes out and says he was a Jew. He was a Jew. That's why we don't feel bad for him. Everything I don't like is a Jew, apparently. So that's how it goes. Here, Drew collected some responses from Muslims, of course. Justice, rest in peace. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, and so on. Then you have here a friendly face here, the Muslim Cowboy. Muslim Cowboy.
Did he take a break from defending sex with children to praise terrorist attack?
Yes, aspiring pedophile and great defender of raping children. The Muslim Cowboy also went out of his way and celebrated this act of murder. This self-hating imbecile celebrated it. He says the believers rejoice today. This was his response to Salwan getting murdered. Somebody said religion of peace. He said it's a religion of submission, not peace. At least he's a little bit honest about this part. At least he's a little bit honest about this part. Yes, it is indeed not a religion of peace. Islam is not a religion of peace. Islam is a religion of death and destruction. Yeah, I know, sir. I said aspiring, bold assumption. He's not anyone. I said aspiring. Of course, we can't rule out the possibility that he already rapes children wherever he is, and also animals. Because considering that he's a filthy scumbag, sellout bastard who also posts things like this. A woman is a woman when they hit puberty. Making a certain age a number is arbitrary and makes no sense. Yeah. Protect your children among Islamists. Always. Make sure your children are safe around Islamists. Always make sure they are safe around Islamists. Inspiring philosophy posted, all who hate me love death. Powerful. What's this? David Wood, Dr. David Wood. So what are believers rejoicing about today according to the Muslim Cowboy? Do we have an answer to this question yet?
Don't know. I just asked it, but I mean, everyone knows the answer, and he's people pointed out he's been pretty open about what he's supporting in the comments. I haven't been following. Just trying to get you're trying to get as many acknowledgments of what they support, because guys, these are, as much as these times suck, and it's weird because people get uncomfortable with so many people openly admitting that they support murdering people over making fun of a book or something like that. You don't realize, what would you prefer when they were all lying and pretending they didn't like it and pretending they condemned it? What would you? I'd rather have them being honest, right? So these are actually good times, not for the keyboard jihadis of the world, because they think they're being strong right now. Keep in mind, Islam changed to where we just want to feel strong. We want to feel strong. And so now they thump their chests and so on. And you can't pretend that you don't support this stuff, because that wouldn't be strong. That would be weak. And so they openly admit it, but they don't realize how absolutely revolting they are to non-Muslims and to Westerners. And they don't realize still that going to be real hard in the future to try and go back to Islam's a religion of peace. People aren't going to buy that anymore, because you've all admitted it. You've all admitted what Islam is.
Aladdin Islamic Muslim says Muhammad and Jesus are brothers and both worshipping Allah, the Holy Father. Aladdin Islamic Muslim, Muhammad was a child.
Did you just say Allah, the Holy Father?
Yeah.
Well, hey, Aladdin,
moron! You don't even know your own religion, you child.
Aladdin, you just committed shirk. You just committed massive shirk by saying Allah's a father and therefore Allah has sons and so on. And you don't realize the Quran, Surah 19, says that the universe is ready to fall apart when people say that Allah's a father, because the only relationship you have with Allah is a slave to master relationship. And Surah 19 says no one approaches Allah as anything other than as a slave. And here you are calling him Holy Father. Congratulations, you're an ex-Muslim now. Please take precautions, because you see there are people from your former religion who support killing people like you.
We know who your father is, Aladdin Islamic Muslim. It's Muhammad, the child molester and rapist and murderer.
Well, I was going to say the devil.
Oh yeah, well,
I mean,
doesn't have to be mutually
doesn't work for you.
So there's that. I said here, rejoice over this, and some people thought this is too much. I don't think so.
What's too much?
This here, when I say rejoice over this instead, when he says the believers rejoice,
they do what they do. They're like, yes, look, we were bombed down to rubble, but we killed some Jews. It's all worth it. That's what they do. And it's the same thing with Salwan Momika. This will further cause more people in Western nations and more people who have the ability to do something to be more concerned about Islam, to take further steps to protect people from Islam. You're going to get the attention of people like Elon, who will start blasting away at you and so on. You'll wonder, why is everyone doing this? And it's like, you guys just did it to yourselves, because that's how stupid you are.
That's how they are. That's how they are. That is how they are. Here you have Neo compiled a few of these. Alhamdulillah, straight hell, disrespectful guy. Well, that's what everyone thinks about you, so not sure why you're here. Yeah. Hamza Isa Jennings, he just found out the eternal cost of his actions. These are the same guys who, when their own guys are dying and losing, they're like,
we're being oppressed.
Why is nobody helping us? Why are they doing this? I wish they did more.
And by the way, on a related note, right? You had all these dopes on college campuses and so on, protesting and so on, free Palestine. And so these are the poor, oppressed people. And then the exact same people who spent 15 months going, we're victims, we're oppressed. Those exact same people we all see now celebrating the murder of someone. So guess what? People, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to convince a Westerner about how dangerous Islam is, because they're bombarded by journalists and the education system and politicians and so on. Their entire lives are told Islam's a religion of peace and tolerance, and the only people who say otherwise are complete racists. So it takes a lot to push people out of that mindset. But when you do it, they're not going back. So thank you for your assistance, all you. keyboard jihadis who are celebrating this.
The thing is, we know this. I knew this from the very, very beginning. I knew this all along. Whenever there were fake tears and fake cries from Gaza and from the
Oh, of course.
so-called Palestinian territories. Every single time, it's quite obvious. I know exactly what's going to happen. I know exactly what's going to happen as soon as there is a ceasefire. I know exactly what's going to happen. If in the end only one of those bastards survives, they will start celebrating it and saying, ha 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 ha, we killed Jews and we will kill them all in the end, ha 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 ha. And there are still so many people just buying into their deceptive, satanic, devilish narrative, and it becomes too much to deal with. We predicted this. We knew exactly that this is how it's going to turn out. We knew exactly that they were going to rejoice and be happy and say, yeah, victory, victory. And the next day, as soon as the ceasefire was announced, without even Israel pulling out, no pun intended, as soon as
no one needs to pull out. No one needs to pull out. Biden is sending them $50 million worth of condoms.
As soon as the hostage deal was announced, before even anything changed, they started going out there, dancing on the rubbles and saying, Khaybar, Khaybar, ya Yahud.
Yeah.
Soon we will kill the Jews.
And then all these tough jihadis who just spent 15 months hiding in tunnels all of a sudden come out in their pressed uniforms and so on. They've been hiding under children and women the entire time. Suddenly they come out in their gear and look how strong we are. We drove the Jews out. We drove Israel out with our strength. Biggest bunch of cowards the world has ever seen.
With their unused uniforms, which they never needed because they spent most of the time hiding. And when they were not hiding and actually firing at Israel, they were doing that in their civilian clothes to hide themselves as civilians, and then to claim that they were innocent civilians who were killed, who were unjustly targeted by Israel. Bunch of filth. He just found out the eternal cost of his actions. Well, so will your friends. Gordon Gecko, aid has come
Muhammad. Muhammad is in hell getting a pineapple shoved up his butt every single day. It sucks.
I hope so. It's
pretty bad.
Shahrir Tanjid, for real, if it's real, then alhamdulillah. Best news I've heard in a while, party time. If it's true, then alhamdulillah. Where can I watch the video with a triangle in his name?
Keep in mind, just a tiny minority of extremists, ladies and gentlemen, just a tiny minority. You remember what Obama said? Well, yeah, 99.99999999999999999% of Muslims are totally peaceful and just love freedom and democracy.
And here you have Halal Nation, which is, of course, Halal Nation happens to be one of those people. He was going by a different name a long time ago. What was that? Halal Homer?
Something like that's him.
Yeah. And then he changed his name into Halal Nation and started posting low effort memes, and then blew up.
Smart.
Which is good. Well done. But he's one of those people who are like, oh, Islam beautiful, Islam nice, while also supporting all kinds of terroristic stuff. And he posted this today. Salwan Momika, the terrorist from Iraq who used to publicly burn the Quran, shot dead in Sweden. Taken from Islamify. Another terrorist hub, apparently.
Switch to victim mode.
Yeah. Terrorist, y'all are retarded, religion of peace, Islam teaches, and so on. You have they plan, but Allah is the best of planners. It's best of deceivers, you moron.
It's also stupid. It's like, wait a minute. So Allah's plan is to have some idiots kill a Quran burner, which encourages tons of other people to instantly start messing up more Qurans just like this. I mean, that's what he does. So Allah is trying to convince more people that desecrating the Quran is a good thing to do. And Allah's great plan is for more people to become ticked off and enraged and concerned about Islam. It's like, wow, yeah, that's some serious high level planning there, Allah.
I would encourage everyone to safely, if you have a Quran or just get yourself a Quran. There are usually sites where you can at least sign up for one free Quran to read. Just order it, just get it, and then do something nice with it. There are many different ways with which you can express your disagreement with Islam's rulings or the Muslim attitude of punishing those who disrespect Islam. You can do all kinds of different things with it. I would always recommend safely doing your own act of disrespecting the Quran. I don't know. You can rip it up, you can burn it, you can spit on it, you can dance on it, you can pee on it, you can poop on it. Just don't publish that one. Don't want to see the pooping part, honestly. Not
Yeah,
very.
and here's the real amazing thing. There are still plenty of people, you've already kind of referred to them, who would be like, oh, but let's not insult the Quran in response. And certainly Quran desecration is always off the table. It doesn't matter what happens. And people to this day still don't realize, guys, you could right now stop anyone for all future times from ever being killed for this again. You could right now. All you'd have to do is if millions of people posted pictures, video clips, and so on of them burning the Quran, urinating on the Quran, all these things right now. If this happened right now, then any future Muslim was thinking, I'm going to go kill someone. The people would be like, do not do that. It only amplifies it by a millionfold the moment you do it. And so it's the same thing with the cartoons. If at any point when a cartoonist or something was killed for making fun of Muhammad, if the entire world had stood up right then and everyone starts posting millions of cartoons of Muhammad, they'd realize it doesn't have the effect they want. And so it wouldn't become a good tool in their tool belt. Instead, they slaughter someone, a couple of people respond, and then Westerners and generals, no, stop doing that. Stop, you're offending them. Oh my goodness, no wonder they kill you. Look what you're doing to their poor book. And that encourages them. How is it? It's the same thing with like Gaza and so on. You have tons and tons of Westerners who encourage the violent behavior with their actions. And we try to discourage it by showing that it leads to the opposite of what they intend. And people complain about us. We're the bad guys. The ones who actually want to stop rewarding them for terror are the bad guys. Who are the good guys? The people who reward them for terror.
Yeah, we've said
what they want for terror.
We've said it many, many times before. I personally, I think that burning or ripping up or desecrating a book or a Quran or something like that is just it's like it's not something that I'm a great fan of. I think it's a dumb and unnecessary act. Yeah. However, when it comes to the Quran, when you disrespect the Quran, just without anything at all, if you just disrespect the Quran, even if you don't do it deliberately, even if there are just allegations that you disrespected the Quran, this leads to people killing you over it. We have multiple instances. We have in Pakistan, especially, which happens to be one of those very, very vile places, and many other places. We've had multiple instances of people being falsely accused or rumors started that a person desecrated the Quran, which resulted in mass lynchings of those people. If this is people kill others because of this. They kill people over the Quran. They say that everyone who disrespects the Quran should be publicly, punished, should be executed, and so on. Then, in response to that, do we come and disrespect the Quran to make them stop this nonsense? We are not the ones starting it. We are the ones responding to this barbarity, to this insanity. And I think that as long as they do this, I mean, recently I haven't even been thinking much about Quran desecrations and doing it myself and all of that. And I was kind of getting tired of seeing Quran desecrations. Apparently, I made a big mistake here, a big miscalculation here, because the Muslims reminded us again today that this is an important thing, that they will at any time kill those who disrespect the Quran. And they have reminded us that we need to do it much, much more often, to normalize it, to prevent it from happening again in the future, possibly to save future lives. very, very ironic and funny thing to say, which is that if you can save one life, it is as if you have saved the entire world. Yeah, I have just ordered dozens of Qurans because I want to contribute to maybe possibly saving one life by normalizing the desecration of the Quran and thereby preventing Muslims from going after the one person who is accused of disrespecting the Quran. To do it, join me. In fact, we should organize something like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, you should have a channel, and then well, even on Twitter, people can send you videos of what they're doing, and we could share them and so on. So, guys, just to recap, yes, burning books and so on, kind of weird, brings back memories of like Germans burning books they disagree with and stuff. So, when someone comes along and says, "Hey, I've got a book, and you disagree with this," like it wouldn't cross my mind to burn the book or rip the book or anything like that. When someone is coming and saying, if you make fun of my prophet, I will kill you. If you make fun of our book, we will kill you. If you draw a cartoon of our prophet, we will kill you. If you disrespect our book in any way, we will kill you. For the good of civilization and the world, you have to teach them that that is not the way to get what they want. You have to. If they say all that and you go along with it, and you join in and encourage that behavior, you have blood on your hands when they kill people in the future, because you are ones who are teaching them, if you want to get your way, just go on killing sprees.
Yes.
And you reward going on killing sprees, just like you reward Gazans when they go on killing sprees. You reward them. You encourage it. You keep the cycle of violence going. All you have to do just one time is say, you know what, you're doing this, the entire world is going to escalate so that you are traumatized into never getting violent over this stuff again, and you'd have a different future. But apparently it's too much for the world to take in right now, that you should discourage this stuff. People can't get their minds around that. Oh, 1 second, I have to watch something real quick, so I'm gonna mute my mic real quick.
Okay. Black Angel made a good point here. Says whenever you see a stand that gives away free Qurans, take at least one, and then, yeah, good idea. Seriously, good idea. You don't owe those people anything who give out free Qurans, who give you a Quran to convert you to Islam. They're trying to convert you to a religion that preaches death and that wants other people dead. That wants a religion that caused the death of Salwan today. That causes that threatens other people with death. You don't owe them anything. Yeah, take the free Quran and then, I don't know, desecrate it, rip it up, burn it, do something with it, spit on it, dance on it, do different things with it. And then you have, of course, here again, Jackson Hinkle breaking notorious Quran burner. Salwan Momika was shot dead in his home last night, delivering this, of course, as beautiful news, as fantastic, wonderful news. 73,000 likes, with people just celebrating it. All I have to say is that you don't see Muslims burning the holy scriptures of other faiths. Well, yeah, you outright just insult them and then reject them and accuse them of being corrupted by the Christians and Jews, for example. Also, Muslims are known in history to have desecrated and destroyed the religious symbols and homes of worship many times. You can even find it in the hadiths, where Muhammad himself commands that that one of his guys goes down to the southern part of Arabia and destroys a temple down there belonging to the pagans, and also to kill everyone surrounding that place, which his follower then does. And they did that kind of stuff throughout history. This is what they do. Religion of peace, religion of peace, religion of peace, religion of peace. Somebody says he was a Mossad agent. These people are just absolutely retarded. There's just no other way to say it. Fearless says, no, not Fearless. Faris, not Fearless. Wouldn't be Fearless. Faris, how it started, how it's going. Ha 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 ha. I wish Salwan Momika whatever he wished us Muslims when he was alive. That you leave Islam. That you have human rights. that you have equality. I mean, I would say that Salwan Momika was, on many accounts, in many ways, he was wrong. I would say I would disagree with him even today, to this day. He was advocating for a system where everyone is treated equally. And well, I don't think that everyone should be treated equally. I think that there is a limit to this. I think that there is a limit to tolerance. There is a limit to liberalism. There is a limit to equality. I think certain parts of the population just need to be have their final warnings and relocated to different countries unless they decide to abide by the values that you have here in the West. It's so hot. It's so hot. It's so hot. I'm sure that's how our Gazans feel as well. Hope you enjoy that one. Here's Islamic Senpai. Woke up to good news. Brun in hell, Kafir. Brun in hell. Brun in hell. Hope your prophet burns in hell too. I hope your pedophile sick prophet, your perverted sick pedophile prophet, burns in hell as well. And I hope you will too one day. Maybe actually I don't hope that you will. I don't hope that you do, but I hope that your pedophile rapist prophet burns in hell as well. So take that into consideration. Here is Mohammed Hijab, somebody that we know very well. Mohammed Hijab says, sorry to say, but the only thing he truly burned, was bridges with the wrong criminals. It's kind of funny that Mohammed Hijab insists on calling Muslims criminals. Why does he keep calling Muslims criminals? So he's saying that Salwan here offended the criminals, the Muslims, and thereby got killed by them. This is, of course, very, very, very offensive by the same guy who also said before that Muslims have gangsters and we can't control our gangsters. But this is a response from one of the most popular Muslim apologists. He's of course happy that his gangsters killed him. I don't know. Maybe he clarified. Maybe he clarified it. Maybe he said, "Actually, we are not happy with this." Nope. 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 I wonder what other people reacted. Hamza's den. I haven't checked Hamza's den yet. Let's see. How did people react to Dilly? Exposing vile Islam again. Yes. I mean the inevitable return to Allah. Yeah, Allah can eat shit. Here. A free speech anti-terrorist martyr. True. You're happy with this? Powerful. OMG, I was sure this would happen. Rest in peace. Rest in pieces. For what? What was he thinking? Where's the video? Every soul shall taste death. Anti-Islam extremist was shot dead in an apartment. Man. Maybe we should all treat Muslim extremists like this as well. I don't know what happened then. What would you guys think then? Of course, they started blasting him for his past as soon as possible. No condemnations at all. When your religion is just a bunch of brain rot, that's just what you get. You celebrate the killing of other people. Of one of the suspects was a well-known anti-Islam activist who sparked global protests over his Quran burnings and so on. No condemnations. Salwan Momika, the Iraqi Christian who has become notorious for burning Qurans in public, has been shot dead. 5 people have been arrested. More to follow. This guy is happy, of course. He's sharing it very, very happily.
I hope more to follow means more people being arrested to follow and not more information to follow.
Shot by someone who has a fragile faith. Powerful. Here's one.
By the way, isn't it like amazing that I mean, sitting here making fun of this guy.
Imagine what he's experiencing now.
But I mean, the dude is pure balls, right? You've got the entire ummah. We're gonna kill you. We're gonna kill you. We're gonna kill you, and he doesn't back down. They can't stand people like that.
Yeah. There's also there was a prophecy apparently by some Lebanese guy who said that Salwan will die by the end of 2024. Actually, in one of his TikTok live streams, he kind of pointed that out and was like, "So this guy said that I will die in by 2024. It is 2025 now, so I just want to say thanks to him and that we will continue and so on." So, and the thing is, he was very well aware. I had a little conversation with Stefan earlier today when I told him about this. He said to me, he met Salwan in person several times, I think, and he said to me, I told him several times that if he keeps doing this, he will die. And he just told me, I don't care. It's worth it. So and that was his reaction to this. He said he knew that he would die. He knew that he would be killed in the end, but he was fine with it. He knew that he would be killed in the end, but he acknowledged it and he was okay with it. He was okay with it. And here, Salwan Momika in only in December 2024. I know very well that Muslims will kill me one day, but I'm not afraid, and I will not back down from my principles and defending Sweden and the West, and I'm ready to pay the price for that.
And in response, you'll have even non-Muslim Westerners going, "You deserve it because you hurt the feelings of so many Muslims." Freaking idiots, man.
This was only 1 month, slightly over 1 month before his killing. He said, I know very well that Muslims will kill me one day, but I'm not afraid, and I will not back down. This is balls. The Muslims who came and killed him, that's not balls. That's cowardice. They are cockroaches. Those who sit down celebrating it now, they are even less than cockroaches. This guy had balls. You guys collectively didn't. You parasites. Parasites. The sad thing about this is, or the very telling thing about this is, that he knew very well that he was going to be killed. Meanwhile, the only thing that the government of Sweden was bothered with was whether they should deport him for his Quran burnings or not. They didn't bother actually protecting the guy. They don't bother protecting somebody who burns the Quran. They don't bother protecting people who offend Muslims. What they bother about is how should we give in to the Muslim demands? How should we treat this? How should we make sure that it doesn't get out of hand? How should we make sure that we punish this guy to make sure that the Muslims don't get? Yes, this is free speech and all that, but Muslims are getting very angry, and we have to do something about this. It doesn't matter if this guy is a resident in a country and seeks permanent residency. That's what his status was in Sweden. You could be a regular Swedish person and do the very same thing as this guy. The Swedish government will not protect you. They will rather be worried about how to appease the Muslims with this. And this is the whole thing with the Western world, with Europe. Europeans are led by governments and by people, by elitist governments and people, by leaders who do not give a damn about the safeties of their own population. They don't give a damn about the girls who are being raped, who are gang raped. They don't give a damn about your right to free speech. They don't care about any of this. What they care about rather is, the Muslims might be too upset. What should we do about this? What should we do about this? They don't care about the people. They don't care about they are happy to ignore gang rapes and grooming gangs to stop Islamophobia, to not be too bigoted. They will crack down on people offending Muslims and using their right to free speech because they want to appease the Muslims. Europe is being led by an established system of people who are the enemy of the European people, who do not care about Europeans. This is the same thing in almost every European country right now. The very same thing is, especially the UK. The UK is completely. I don't even know that. I don't even think that there is any hope for the UK. It's just such a stupid nation that is completely gone down the drain. With Sweden, there is still hope. I know people say that Sweden is far gone, but with Sweden, there is still hope. Sweden still has significant parties and movements that push for changing things. Sweden still has policies that can be used to deport people properly. The UK has nothing. The UK has become completely retarded collectively. There's just no hope for it. No hope at all. In Germany was led for decades now by governments that completely ignored the demands of the German people, and that when the majority of the population said we don't want more refugees, we don't want more immigration, the German government said, shut up, you don't know, you're a bunch of bigots, and just continued their immigration and refugee policies, which is why they are getting punished now brutally by a looming new government, the AfD, that is a reaction to being ignored over and over and over again. Just today, they guaranteed the implementation, together with the governing party, which ignored the people for quite a long time, the implementation of new deportation laws, of deporting as many people as possible who engage in anti-German Islamist activities and so on. And despite the fact that parties like these, like the AfD, for example, would be parties that I would consider too, in certain aspects, too far on the right, I would totally vote for them if I had the right to vote for them. In fact, I will support them, and I hope that every European nation does something similar and engages in some proper political realignment to put an end to this and to get rid of the rotten European Union that does not care about the people at all. These people are traitors. You are led by traitors who don't care about your lives, who don't care about your children. They are okay with your people being raped because they want to avoid making Muslims angry. Because they say, "Oh, we need them for workforce. You know, we need them to. If we don't have the Muslims over here, then who's gonna clean our dishes?" This guy said nothing, of course. Let's see. This was rather funny. Of course, I'm being threatened on the one side by these guys, by this guy saying "Dear Apostate" and threatening me with an image of a beheading because I posted this. I posted "Dear Jihadists" and posted a photo of me holding a gun.
Very mean, very rude.
And this is actually a very brilliant example of how these guys are. This is a very, very brilliant example. I reported this of how these guys are. So, and I'm pretty sure that Twitter is not going to do anything about this, by the way. So, I posted this saying "Dear Jihadists" and just posted a photo of a gun because
nothing threatening here.
Because these people think or threaten me and think I should be killed. I posted this immediately after what's that clown's name? Comedy Central Dawa, after he made throat-slitting signs and said he would make sure that I suffer, and he called on my death. He said that my death is halal, my blood is halal. I posted this in response: "Dear Jihadists." The response from Muslims upon this was, I can't see the stats of this run right now, but this has more likes than mine. The response by the Muslims is to further threaten me with beheadings. They will justify this because of my reaction. And this is how they always act. They first say that you should be executed because you're an apostate and somebody who left Islam and who criticizes Islam. You then respond to their death threats, upon which they respond with more threats and say, "You see, this is why you deserve to be executed." This is how they always are. They are the initiators, the aggressors of the violence and the hate. And when you respond to that, then they double down and say, "Look, this is why we want to kill you." This is how they always are. Always be violent and hateful and then play the victim and come with even more violence and hate. This is how they always are. I mean, these imbeciles, these are just, look at this. They actually blurred the Quran here.
I saw it.
They actually blurred the burning Quran. Oh, I can't look at this. I can't look at this. It will make me feel very, very bad. It will hurt me so much. I need to blur this. I need to blur the burning Quran. It will hurt my feelings so much. You freaking babies.
This Quran?
You giant babies. No wonder the best thing you can do is to ambush somebody and then to shoot them.
Freaking
While
cowards.
this guy is out there bravely defying you. All you guys can do is to ambush somebody and shoot them. You are a bunch of cowards. You're filthy, parasitic cowards who depend on other people and then ungratefully also want to threaten them and kill them. That's what you are, you cowards, you parasites, you imbeciles, you vermin, you weaklings, you cockroaches.
We wouldn't even be doing this right now. I mean, it's possible that we could be doing it for a different reason, like someone like threatens you or something like this. But we always do this upon provocation, and it's just amazing that it's just amazing that the group that is most fragile and delicate and sensitive about anything involving their stupid fake prophet or their idiotic book are the ones who provoke people more than anyone else on the planet. Isn't that like insane? Like, hey, the worst thing in the world in our minds is doing anything to insult us, our prophet, or our book. And all we're going to do is try to annoy the crap out of everyone on the planet all day, every day. And then it happens like, oh, look, you see, this is why we're being persecuted. Why we're being persecuted. All we want to do is slaughter everyone and rape little 12-year-old girls.
Alhamdulillah. आज एक शैतान का हो गया खात्मा. Alhamdulillah, shukr Allah. Allah तेरे बंधु ने आज.
I don't know what you're saying, but obviously you're happy. I hope the same thing happens to you. Rebecca Mistrigan, Salwan Momika came to Europe to escape Islam only to be killed by Islam. The line is to be drawn. The death toll is too high. Let's see what she said.
Salwan Momika came to Europe to escape Islam. Yet Islam killed him here in Europe. We could probably have saved his life if Norway accepted his application for asylum. But we didn't want to. Instead, we import terrorists from Palestine. We fly the Taliban on a private jet to Norway to discuss women's rights. We invite the third world and then come up with action plans on how to protect their fascist murder ideology that they are trying to implement here. Sweden seems like a Sharia shithole to me. What kind of continent are we when you get beheaded for showing a cartoon, when you can't practice Christianity in church without having your throat slit? You can't go play in the park with your 2-year-old because you get stabbed to death by this murder cult. Islam is the religion of peace? It's a fucking desert, macho, fascist ideology. Death cult is what it is. And our politicians is protecting it. Norway could potentially have saved his life, and we didn't.
Oh, very easily.
We prefer the terrorist, to be honest. And by the looks of it, so does Sweden. Mm-hmm. We cannot accept this anymore. The line has to be drawn right now. We need remigration right now. You do realize that the punishment for leaving Islam is death.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened here. If you are a follower of Sharia, politely fuck off back to your shithole and leave the rest of us alone. I am fuming right now. I'm so tired of lives being taken by these fascist death cult people, crying about being offended. We don't have blasphemy laws here. We have the freedom of expression. And if you cannot tolerate criticism,
don't say it. Don't say it.
you have no home here. Thank you.
Oh, good, good, good.
Who's this chick?
A very based Norwegian
Not familiar.
journalist, Rebecca Mistrigan. She's, I
I'm
think,
just saying because she sounds she has very little accent, so
yeah, she's pretty harsh, very rude.
very extremely rude and dare I say Islamophobic.
That's a good observation, which I must say might be the thing that I kind of liked about it.
And you can hear her pointing out that you could have stopped this. If it were just known, if it were common knowledge, guys, if you want to escalate to violence, we will all in one accord escalate in raining down a volley after volley of insults and abuse on your fake prophet and your stupid book. Instead, what do we do every single time? We reward it. We reward it. There's a few people who, well, everyone's outraged at first, but as far as people actually doing anything, there's a few people. And other than that, very quickly, we start getting, and the real concern here is Islamophobia. Like clockwork.
I wish, man. I wish that was such a big concern. Bushra here. Bushra Sheikh, the moderate Muslim who is being put on people's TV screens in the UK because the UK is a sellout country that likes to engage in sacrificing its own population and prostituting itself. She is one of the main prostitutes who goes on TV and defends Islam while appearing moderate. Because they want to have her on because, oh, she's a person of color. She's from Pakistan. And let's hear her. She is a Muslim. Let's hear what she has to say. Let's hear what she has to say. But Bushra, what do you think of this? What do you think of people being killed? And she's like, well, I think everything is consequent. Oh my gosh, how could you say that? Anyway, let us have you on next time again to hear your brilliant opinions. This is how the UK is. What a joke! What an absolute joke! The UK is a clown circus. But here she is. The first thing she said was, damn, it's true this time round. Extreme Islamophobe Salwan Momika, known for burning the Quran, is shot dead in Sweden while doing a TikTok live. Extreme Islamophobe. That's what you have to point out when somebody is killed. That he's an extreme Islamophobe.
Yeah, just to make it clear why the killing of him was justified.
And then some of you may disagree, but the public desecration of any holy book should be viewed as a hate crime, and the offender should face consequences.
Now, that happens to make no sense whatsoever. What if the book is filled with hate speech? For instance, calling Jews and Christians the worst of creatures, calling for violence against Jews and Christians. Shouldn't that sort of thing be a hate crime to call for those kinds of things? In other words, it's very simple, Bushra. If your book calls Jews and Christians and other non-Muslims the worst of creatures, if your book justifies and promotes sex with prepubescent girls, if your book calls for the violent subjugation of the entire world, you forfeit the right to say, oh, but never do anything to hurt the feelings of the people who promote this book. You just lose. You don't get to do that. Because the moment you say, this is a hate crime if you disrespect this book, okay, that book is disrespecting the entire world. So if you're talking about disrespect or that's hurtful or something like that, what does burning a Quran do? Obeying the Quran leads to endless violence and millions of deaths. What does burning the Quran do? Guys, you can just see what Islam does to people's minds. Slaughtering people, totally fine. Slaughtering in the name of Allah, fine. Slaughtering Jews, fine. Killing Christians, it's all fine. It's all fine. It's all killing apostates. That's great. It's all wonderful. Hurting our feelings about our book, our prophet, it should be a crime, and you should all be arrested. People fall for this nonsense. What does she actually mean here? It's Sharia, right? She wants Sharia. She wants Islamic blasphemy laws in the West. And you just have to say no. Matter of fact, every time you even suggest that, we're going to do the exact opposite of what you're calling for. And if you don't like it, go somewhere else.
Earlier I mentioned how the Quran burning and Quran desecration accusations are also used to kill people even when they haven't even done such a thing. So you don't even have to do it. There is one instance that many people may be familiar with who follow this kind of stuff, but other people may not be. Farkhunda Malikzada, she was from Afghanistan. In 2015, Farkhunda was killed, lynched by a mob, and brutally killed. And it is all on camera. I'm not going to play it, although I have some of the footage right here next to me. I cannot play it, but you can find it very easily. I think it's even linked somewhere, parts of it here in the article. You can find it very easily. She was accused of burning the Quran, but she never actually did it. And she was lynched and brutally killed by an angry mob of Muslims. Malikzada, a 27-year-old Afghan woman, had been involved in an argument with a street vendor over his practice of selling amulets when he publicly accused her of burning the Quran, attracting a large group of people from the Shah du Shamshira mosque. Shortly thereafter, she was publicly lynched, with several members of the mob bludgeoning her and then running her over with a car.
And guys, that entire thing is recorded.
Yes, it's all on
I don't
camera.
recommend watching it, but if you want to see exactly what happened, the video is available the entire time. They kept beating her until she's completely naked, and they're still beating her and so on. And horribly, horribly, horribly brutal scene. And this is a situation where anyone can do this. You can get in an argument with someone over there, just an argument, and say, hey, I don't like what this person said. Hey, this person burned a Quran. Instant mob forming. It will beat you to death. And Western nations say, hey, how can we make this work here?
And she didn't even have the means to defend herself, because they don't wait to hear her side of the story. Once the lynch mob forms, it's already too late. It gets out of hand. They stripped her naked, they beat her, they killed her, they kept beating her. During the entire video, you can hear them shout, Allahu Akbar, yeah! Be happy about it, while they are beating a defenseless woman, throwing her around, beating her to death, running her over with a car which dragged her for nearly 100 meters, 330 feet, subsequently bringing her near the Kabul River. The mob, while yelling takbir and anti-American slogans, took turns further bludgeoning her corpse before setting it on fire, with some of the assailants ripping off parts of their clothes to use for kindling, as Malikzada was soaked in blood and would not stay burning. In the aftermath of Malikzada's lynching, public opinion was overwhelmingly against her. Same thing, look. She was brutally murdered, brutally violated, set on fire, kicked around naked, dragged with a car, and so on. And most of the public was against her. When it was revealed, so here is the funny part, of course, and a police investigation was also launched to determine whether she had truly burned the Quran. When it was revealed that she had not done so, 49 people were arrested in connection with her death, and protests erupted throughout Kabul. 3 men were sentenced to 20 years in prison. Another 8 men were sentenced to 16 years in prison. What's funny here is that they started arresting people when it turned out that she didn't actually burn the Quran. Now, when something happens to these people, to these societies, and I want to draw everyone's attention once again to one thing here, which is in the aftermath of Malikzada's lynching, public opinion was overwhelmingly against her. When something happens to societies like these, why in the world do people actually expect me or others to feel bad for them? I do not give a damn. Not a single one. Not a single one. I do not care.
And think about Bushra Sheikh here. We need to start doing something about desecrating a book here. Really, yeah. Let's just get the entire society to be like Afghanistan. We all flip out in Bushra, and that way, if you don't like someone, you can say, "This guy burned. This guy desecrated Quran." Mob would form. Wouldn't this be great, man? Wouldn't this be great if we could all be more like Afghanistan and Pakistan?
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Want to take a break from this and take a few super chats here. Mark H, you see the beef developing between IP and Christian Gadfly, Dawa Wars 2, New Testament Boogaloo kicking off. Hey, did you see the video that Christian Gadfly made about you?
I saw that there was a video, and if it was not completely respectful, Christian Gadfly will be destroyed and humiliated.
You should prepare yourself for something. Abraham Harp, the wait for this live was longer than the love story between Momo and Dehya Al-Kalbi, but this is still better than the love story. Powerful. Green Peace of Mind. Hey, what's up, Green Peace of Mind? Thank you so much for the generous super chat here. I was on an Andrew Wilson binge for a while, but now his behavior just exhausts me. Like you said, he's kind of a jerk. I don't know how that Orthodox can call himself a Christian and spew heinous poop out of his mouth in the same breath. Matthew 15:11, secret Christian versus Palpatine.
Yeah. So everyone knows we don't exactly have much of a problem with being a jerk here and there. My only problem is that he still whines about one word of criticism from like 2 or 3 years ago. And it's like, oh man, I did not get along with that. Anyway. And then guys, even then, but yeah, so he was complaining about AP, and he wants to debate AP on AP's weak Christianity, and so because of something AP said years ago. And so yeah, it sounds like a narcissist or something.
Yeah. If I make a comment about him now, he's gonna again be like, "Why do you always complain about me?"
With that said, credit where credit is due. His illustration of Muhammad and how Muhammad, if as Muslims claim he didn't harm Aisha, his illustration of that, masterful, brilliant, absolutely brilliant stuff. With that said, quit being a crybaby or a criticism.
Yeah, if he saw what I said about him, then he must have also seen that I praised him for his handling of that.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Most of what we've said about him has been praise. If you're one of those guys like, oh no, there can be nothing about me except praise. Only praise is allowed. Okay,
just very narcissistic behavior.
I'm not interested in you anymore.
Sarah F. Je suis Salwan. This needs to be bigger than Charlie Hebdo. MT started to go for me for Saudi trip to on the Kaaba. That'll be funny.
No, that would be Islamophobic.
Ryan Rips, rest in peace, Salwan Momika, Quran Fund donation. Yes, I need to organize something. Upper Baker Alp of Daddy, Doge cancels US government gift of 50,000 condoms to Hamas. Just one question. You mean $50 million?
$50 million in condoms. Yeah. That's a lot of condoms.
Were those condoms ripped for pleasure? By the way, Mossad was going to sabotage them, LOL. The thing is, so I checked some of the reports, and so there are some inaccuracies, which is that it would only partially go to Gaza. So there was a little bit of a generalization, mishandling of it. However, condoms were apparently supposed to go. And here's the funny thing: condom bombs, Hamas. Here's the funny thing: over the last several years, it was actually reported with evidence that Hamas has used condoms to build fire bombs, to send them over during at windy days to set fields in Israel on fire. So they blow them up, attach fire bombs to them, and send them over the border to set places.
These guys turn anything into a weapon?
Yes.
I have to say, I mean, imagine they took some of that creativity and did anything productive and positive with it at all. And anything, I mean, you send them pipes for water and stuff like this. They turn it into things for launching missiles. Anything you give them, they turn it into a weapon. I mean, you literally give them some condoms, and we will use these to set Israel ablaze. Look, I mean, it seriously comes down to, look, if everything we do for you is going to be weaponized, you're going to use it to kill, fine. We're not giving you anything anymore.
No, that's
ever.
genocide.
Period.
That's oppression. That's genocide. That's occupation. I would think that I mean, I don't really necessarily have a big problem with the whole idea of sending them condoms if they request them in and of itself. However, I would say that if they request them, they should receive them under the condition that they will have to use them whenever they have sex. That would be, I think, that would actually be good.
Now, do they have to give like does the guy have is it just the guy who has to consent, or does the goat need to consent as well?
I haven't thought about that, but I have to check that out. Have to look into that. For the Quran Bonfire Fund, says Grauen Ritter, these sickos and their enablers in the West are gross. People are so shellacked over Iraq or something dumb, they think that it's all agrabah. That's true. Stefan Thomas, thank you so much, Grauen Ritter. Stefan Thomas, I'm sick of saying condolences away. Who would have thought that a religion devoted to an illiterate child, a diddling warlord, would do something violent? Say it ain't so.
Yeah, isn't it weird?
It's kind of strange, man. Arctic-based, rest in peace, Salwan Momika, you brave soul. Norway refused him asylum last year, declaring him a threat to our national security, sealing his fate, while the government kowtows to the demands of Islamists. Islamofascism takes over Europe.
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
Here's
a group of people, and we will kill this guy if he does something that hurts our feelings, and then he does something to hurt their feelings. That's the national security threat, not the people that you brought in who are saying we'll kill him for this. They're not the national security threat. He's the national security threat. Who's the threat? The real threat is anyone who's going to upset Muslims. What did you just do? What did you just declare, Norway? You just declared your support. You just encouraged the jihadis. Hey, if you want us to block someone like this, just say you're going to go on a killing spree over him. And then for the sake of national security, we will go after him instead of you. It's the same thing over and over again. It's the same thing that would happen at Speaker's Corner with Hatun. Hatun would show up, she'd start talking, a mob would form around her, and police would show up and arrest her, not the mob that's threatening her. And they keep rewarding it. And then what would happen? Police would carry her off, and the Muslim crowd would be cheering, Allahu Akbar, because the police are doing what they want. Western governments do everything they can to encourage these behaviors, and then they're shocked when people get killed.
Because they don't know how to deal with Muslims. They only know how to deal with their own population. MT burn Quran hashtag for Salwan. Buddy Paul says, rest in peace, Salwan. You practice your rights provided to you by a country you fled to, and they let you down.
That does have a good little burn the Quran for Salwan. So it's almost like rhyming. It's got a good little rhythm to it. That could catch on.
That's true. Zilyu made a super chat, super sticker. Thank you so much. Goat trippers, get your hungry goats ready to eat the scrap. Ida, what's up, Ida? Yep, AP, the heart. I'm trying to remember what this is in reference to, but yes. Yes, the heart. Heroes Workshop, Muslims proving that the Quran is an idol. Indeed.
It is.
Mirror.
Biggest most idolatrous religion ever. And if you don't believe me, just look at them climbing over each other, half naked, scrambling to smooch the Quran and feeling each other up while they're doing it. It's the gayest thing I've ever seen. And it's all because of their love affair with a pagan rock.
You mean the Black Stone? Yeah.
What'd I say?
You said the Quran.
Oh, yeah. Black Stone, too.
Yeah, it's kind of a funny thing. The Hajj basically partially consists of a bunch of half-naked men humping each other and climbing on top of each other to touch the black balls of the Kaaba.
Yes. Look, this is one of Allah's balls. We want to stroke it and kiss it. What the heck is this religion, man? It's total pagan nonsense. But
Eli, I hope this goes some way to waking people up. The comments from Muslims on social media are beyond disgusting. May the Lord keep you both safe. Thank you, Eli. What?
Hey, we need to spread that around, that the black stone is one of Allah's balls, because what's funny is if they hear this critique at some point, years later, when they're taking the Hajj and they go in for a kiss, that's going to pop back into their heads. Right? They're going to remember that. They're going to remember, wait, they said this is one of Allah's balls.
That's what I think of sometimes.
I like programming people to where they remember it at just the wrong time.
That's why my dad want me a religion of peace. That's true. They truly don't understand sovereign rights and hate speech laws. They believe Marmari deserves to be slaughtered as well. That's what they do. I'm glad he hasn't been slaughtered. MT dog poo on Quran hashtag for Salwan. Lord rest his soul. We must pray for him. Asa, my mother told me the news. We both shed a tear for him. So deeply sorry. BDH Salwan Momika. What does BDH stand for? David, what does it stand for?
I'm going to look it up. I tried to figure it out. I couldn't figure it out.
I know. I mean, I know it's some, phrase of.
It's a Brown Daily Herald. That doesn't make sense. 3-letter abbreviation.
I think it's a Jewish phrase. Oh yeah, it is a Jewish phrase.
Beta hydroxy dehydrogenase.
No, it's Baruch Dayan Ha'emet, which means blessed is the true judge. Which you say when somebody dies. That's what you say.
That worked because I found a different one. That's there's a TV show that it stands for, Big Damn Heroes, and I was like, oh, that would actually fit. But yeah, that yours makes more sense.
Mm-hmm. That's Jewish. Now confirmed Asa is Jewish based. This means that Asa has now special privileges here on this channel, because that's how we operate. Rage Against Doom says, ordering my first Quran to burn. Stay safe, you two. I love you guys. Salwan will not die in vain. Let us purge Islam from the West, inshallah.
Yeah. Speaking of being safe, if you are. Standing up does not mean being stupid. If you're in an area where you are surrounded by people who want to slaughter you, maybe don't show your face and those kinds of things. If you're in a place where you're safe and you don't have to worry about something like that, then you can dial things up. And it's a general principle of, don't stand up, but you don't need to be stupid or reckless about it. Let us do that. But yes, you should be. It is a good time to be protesting. I'm referring specifically to people who would be in an area where you might seriously be in danger. There are plenty of people in the world, so just keep. I'm just saying, just keep your face off things if you need to.
Ali says, "Are you guys here to curse?" Yes, to hell with you and your prophet.
No, cues. It says cues.
Oh, okay.
We're here to cues.
A bunch of cowards who did this. Why they didn't fight with Hamas? Do you guys think this will change corrupt Europeans toward Islam, or it's hopeless? I think it will do very little to change Europeans. It will remind some people and maybe change a few minds, but Europeans are way too stupid to be this easily changed. You have to add on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And I know I sound very offensive sometimes when I say that Europeans are a bunch of idiots and stupid and naive.
They're
and
pretty
so on.
dumb.
But I say this for a reason. I say this because I would like them to wake up and to change their ways and to take care of themselves. I mean, can you think about it? It's like for 1,100 or 1,200 years, thinking about it, from the first invasion to the last invasion of Europe, which actually is kind of a miscalculation because the invasion is still continuous, just in different forms. But the Islamic world, or the Islamic forces tried to invade and conquer Europe for 1,400 years almost. Christian Europe was so strong, built a wall, despite being penetrated and hurt really, really badly. They did not give up and eventually forced the Islamic forces back out. For nearly 1,400 years, Christian Europeans defended Europe from Islamic conquests and invasions. And then suddenly, after that, the secularization begins, and it's like, hey guys, how about you come over here and just come over here and let's just be buddy. You can rape us, stab us and so on. It's fine. Can you imagine, like, for 1,400 years, these Christian Europeans defended Europe? if those people could come and see Europe today, I don't know what they would say. I don't know what they would do. Like, they would spit in your faces, man.
It is pretty insane. I will say this, as far as things that may be accomplished, there are places in Europe that are paying more attention than others. There are places, and sometimes things just need a little push in other words, you could be in a place where they're kind of on the brink of doing something, and it just takes something to wake people up that can kind of push them over the line and so on. So this may be a wake-up call for some people in certain areas. Overall, yeah, Europe still has a lot of problems, but no, matter of fact, it will. It's just how big, but it will have an impact in certain areas. Like right now, we're seeing people get really ticked off and so on. The problem is people have very short memories. They get ticked off right after the Charlie Hebdo massacre. They'll get ticked off a little bit right after a terrorist attack and so on. But hopefully in some places they're sort of reaching a threshold and saying, nah, this is too much now.
Some people are pointing out that certain countries, Visegrad countries, Poland and so on, they're still doing fine. That's true. It's not all of Europe. It's Poland is one of those that are still doing very, very well and are saying, no, we're not having this nonsense here. Hungary, some other countries are still keeping up their guards and saying, European Union and so on, we're fine, but leave us alone with the whole mass migration and allowing everyone in garbage. We're not doing that. That's good. Yeah. It's Western Europeans pretty much.
And by the way, that's the other thing. So places like Poland, there's been massive pushes by the EU and stuff like that. You have to take these people in. You have to take them. We'll fine you all this money if you don't take in all these Muslims and so on. Poland's been saying nope.
No, we do not care.
These kinds of things can help reinforce other nations that already have a resistance, right? It can be like, and it helps them point this out if they're ever going to court over it with the European courts and so on, have to explain why, hey, we don't want to bring in a bunch of Muslims. Hey, wait a minute, you see that right there? That's Exhibit A. So these things can help in certain ways.
Powerful. Salwan Momika most likely got murdered by an ordered hit. You can order a hit with $5,000 from criminal gangs these days. Government lost control. I'm not sure. I wonder if that's true. Mira,
you can, but I mean, your first guess would be jihadis do it themselves. They actually think it's good to do that. Like they're in good with Allah. With that said, yeah, if you wanted to take someone out, you could always hire a hitman to do it for you.
I think there was a fatwa of sorts out in Iraq by the Shia guys who said that that Salwan should be killed, and whoever does it will receive a reward or something like that. Countries that we just still do business with, Melchizedek, new member. This is what's wrong with the West. Calvinism is biblical. Says protect AP, protect Associated Press, Daily Wire, Christian Prince, Sam Avery, Anthony, Robert, Hartoon, Al-Fari, IP. Speaking of, I need to pee sometime. J, Bob, Sieg, Life, Albi, Chris, J, and DOC, and all Christian apologists with all cost. Inshallah. Jeremy Mott, may his sacrifice not be in vain. Inshallah. Sweet Bites. When I was a kid in Iraq and the Danish Momo cartoon thing came out, Momo's peace people burned churches and killed priests. Thank you for exposing them. That's what they did. Cam, that 50 million condoms sent to Gaza making sense now. Poor goats. Yep. We also don't.
Can you imagine there are people trying to keep the goats from getting pregnant, and all they do is like, oh, and we can burn fields with this instead of not impregnating the goats. It's like, what a culture.
Glad you are both based in the U.S. Or safe in the U.S. AP and Daily Wire. Sweden, Norway, and the rest of Europe is fast becoming Islamic whole territory mega now. I know. Europe is cooked. Western Europe is cooked. Cook it. Stefan Thomas, make Dawa go away again in the reactions. Heroes Workshop, wasn't Allah's will for him to burn the Quran? It was indeed. Allah willed it so. Metal Force 999, make a PB sandwich out of the Quran pages. Do it. No, not doing it. Upsis says, love Diddy Grandpa Head. Do you want to go for coffee? Yes.
By the way, hang on.
What?
Why is it called Diddy Grandpa Hat? Is it?
I have no idea.
Okay, I thought it was an inside joke, and I didn't know it.
Sweet Bite said, do any of you volunteer? Do any of you want to volunteer video editor animator? Yes, David wants it.
I don't know. Some people say, hey, I can help you with stuff, and then you check out their stuff and it sucks.
That's very rude.
But at the same time, you watch other people's stuff and they're like, whoa, they could do 27,000 different things with videos that I don't know how to do. And so, yeah, it depends.
Fatwat says, please do Maori protesting with Quran page.
Is that where they yell and stuff? They're like, Huda! Let me see. That sort of thing?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, those are awesome.
Awesome. It's very cringeworthy, man. So, when I see it,
we should get geared up and do our Maori protest over Quran.
It's so weird. It's like watching these people in the New Zealand Parliament doing a protest. It's like, okay, bro, calm down.
It's kind of base though.
I don't know. I just cringed through the whole thing whenever I see it. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're obviously not a warrior like back then. You're just some random dude who is also on social media. You also poop and eat. So
it would be kind of cool in like the actual battle, right? You're standing across for somebody and they're like doing this awesome little dance and
yeah,
being super intimidating, especially if like you look over that guy's like all shredded and ripped, a massive muscle bound dude and stuff. Like, it's pretty intimidating. That guy sitting there with a spear, all shredded, yelling,
and then they go and watch it on social. Oh, look what I did. It was nice, man.
Yeah, it was pretty based.
Who are you kidding? Tyler Laflamme said, the fact Sweden of all countries is having this problem is pathetic. Had a beautiful, safe country, so hard to import hundreds of thousands of problems. Sweden was one of the best places in Europe.
Yeah, on the planet, ever. And they're like, hey, everyone should share in this awesomeness. Let's get a ton of people from Pakistan and Afghanistan and all these other Istans and bring them over here. And then they can share in how great everything is. And then things will be great for them too. You don't realize it. No, all you do is screw up one little spot of greatness in the world and you just ruined it. You idiots.
I'm thinking of a cartoon, somebody should draw it, which is the two guys overlooking a beautiful European city. And they're saying, wow, look what we built. Isn't it beautiful? And then the next frame is them turning around and saying, now let's invite those guys over here. And they're just a bunch of very underdeveloped savages. Do it now.
Do it.
Lake Woodfall, God bless you guys. You too. Don't let evil get you down. Inshallah. Allah cares more about most toothbrush than the Quran. Food for thought. I don't see mutants for eating the Quran. Yeah,
that's true.
Faisal Halabi, this is more Quran chips you can buy at the Allah snack bar. Thank you so much.
By the way, that is interesting. So if you disrespect Muhammad's toothbrush by sticking it up your butt, guys, we're not making this in the Muslim sources. This guy disrespected Muhammad's toothbrush by grabbing it and sticking it up his butt, and then the Muslim sources say he was punished by Allah making him pregnant. So this guy got pregnant, and then he gave birth to this fish rat baby, and so on. Anyway, so this is the funny stuff you have in the Muslim sources. But think about this: you can disrespect Muhammad's toothbrush, and that's how Allah will punish you. But we sit here and chew up and spit out the Quran left and right, and we don't get pregnant with a fish rat baby.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, in other words, Allah cares more about Muhammad's toothbrush than he does about his own eternal speech in the Quran. Isn't that weird? Priorities, though. Priorities. Everything's priorities.
Miles said, guys, can you get, I think you should get Kevlar vests for the debate event, or at least Checkmate Jihadi's shirt, preferably both. It's going to be safe. It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Yeah, this is the only defense I need right here.
Powerful. I think my I'll come to that. And Gugovan gifted 1 membership. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Finally, Anne Wyckoff, thank you so much. In memory of Salwan Momika, I wish I could click on this link now.
Could be in a door. Click on it. Let me
I
go
can't
find it.
click on it.
I think I can click on it if I find it.
What a stupid system. I can pull it up here, but I can't click on the text. It's very stupid. That's a very stupid system that I have.
Where is it? Dang it.
Where is it? Dang it.
Oh, here we go.
Where is it? Dang it.
Oh, I clicked on it.
What is it? Send it to me in the chat.
Oh, then I have to go off over on this other thing. Hang on, I can just read it. This is from Ofer Binstock, who says from now on, this is a good idea. Ofer Binstock says from now on, every January 30th will be a memorial day for Salwan Momika, a hero who was killed by Islamist murderers while defending freedom of speech to protect Western Europe from Islamic conquest. Mark your calendars. We will honor him annually. How will we honor him annually? What can we do? What can we do annually on January 30th? On January 30th of every year, what could we do? What could we do to honor a Quran burner who was killed for insulting the Quran? What could we do? Can anyone think of anything that we could do? I'm trying to think what we could do on the 30th every single year from now on. And by the way, if you guys seriously, if you keep this up, if it like turns into a thing, what happens if they kill someone else over this, right? Over something similar, and it's like in like May, and then all of a sudden there's a day in May where people do this. What if you keep killing people, then every day is going to be like this global Quran desecration day and so on.
Crusader General, the Judeo-Christian of Christians of ancient Medina, had explicit instructions from God on dealing with false prophets. Humanity has been paying the price for their complacency ever since. And behold, the age of reckoning has already begun. Well, they didn't have much power back then, at that place and time. So that's that. Intellectual iconoclasm, 40,000 orcs. Nope, not going to read that. Clueless media. Why does Muslim Cowboy profile picture look like a Brokeback Mountain photo shoot? Is he also speaking with the angel Gabriel behind curtains? Yes, he is.
Yep. The Broke Butt Mountain starring Broke Butt Mountain. We need a movie about Muhammad called Broke Butt Mountain with the Muslim Cowboy starring as Dihya al-Kalbi.
That is funny.
You heard it here. You heard it here, Muslim Cowboy. It would be very popular.
Muslim Cowboy.
Among you guys.
I want to bring a few things to everyone's attention here. Earlier today, there were, or last night and today, there were some big cries about Israel having, and this is again one of those things, like this is what disgusts me about people, about Israel having targeted innocent Palestinians and killed 10 of those at least. Not much later, we actually got footage of those Palestinians laid out with Muslims praying over them. Here they are, all wrapped up. Why is Israel
all
bombing?
wrapped up and no place to go?
Why is Israel bombing them again? Why is Israel bombing people again? What did they ever do? They won't even let them live in peace. Here they are all wrapped up. They are all wrapped up with the flags of whichever party they pledged allegiance to. This here is Palestinian Islamic Jihad, which is an organization that is purely militant and in no way political. They reject politics and just want to fight and impose Islamic Sharia and destroy the Jews and Israel. They're even worse than Hamas in many ways. This one here is the general Hamas flag. This one is another variant of the Hamas flag. So 3 of them are Hamas here. Then you have another Islamic Jihad, Palestinian Islamic Jihad flag here. Then you have the Al-Qassam Brigades flag here, which is the military-only wing of Hamas. And then you have 2 guys here that have inverted ISIS flags wrapped around them. A flag known in the region to be associated with ISIS. They have on several occasions used inverted flags, inverted black on white flags for funeral purposes or other things. ISIS flags. So these are the people that, these are the innocent Palestinians that they were crying over this morning. They look like joints. Yes, they do. They do. um, so these are the ones who were killed and who were put out here wrapped in the flags of whatever organization they were part of. Every single one of them was a terrorist. Israel, with one strike, took out these people, including ISIS members. Every single one of them was a terrorist. Until now, you will still hear people saying, "Oh, why is Israel bombing innocent Palestinians? Why are they continuing?" Same narrative. Please stop wasting my time with Israel is doing this, Israel is doing that. Israel is not doing enough, man. Here they treated here's how they treat a hostage with their garbage music. They put her on stage, film her, give her a certificate of completion of her time as a hostage, tell her to wave.
Is that from Muhammad Hijab's dad's Cambridge University fake thing?
Probably, yeah.
Cambridge Learning Center, whatever they call it.
Look, they're giving her instructions on what to do. She's nervously looking around. Telling her to hold up the certificate.
Hey, I said it before. I'll say it again. Guys, we want one of those certificates. We're sure that the people who got them actually do not care about them or want them. We would buy one. I want to buy one of those certificates for anyone who comes back as a hostage and wants to get rid of that thing and throw it in the garbage. Don't throw it in the garbage. I will buy that thing.
Here you have this guy behind the camera giving her the instructions to wave, upon which she waves.
See that? Everything's being choreographed. They got an actual choreographer.
Yeah. They then publish this video on their channel and say, look, the hostages are happy and taken care of.
And waving. Yes, as he's making her wave.
And then their apologists and supporters on Twitter say, look, they look very happy. They're waving and so on.
Love it. It's a dream within a dream. So wonderful.
They also kidnapped her bloody in her pajamas and then while releasing her put military uniform on her to act like that's how they captured her. Here is another of the hostages. I really wonder what all those women's rights people here think about this.
Isn't this interesting though? I mean, for every one of these hostages, they have to have an actual army of terrorists around her.
I know.
To protect her from the civilians, right? The civilians would rip her apart. They would rip her to shreds.
Yeah.
Piece by piece. Isn't that amazing? You have to have an army of terrorists around you to protect you from the civilian population who would rip you apart. That tells you something about this this population here.
They're trying to push them back, hold them back, prevent them from going near her because she's part of the deal. They have to protect her from their own civilian population. Look at her face. She's obviously scared. The usual pro-terrorist chants and all by the very innocent civilian population there that is, of course, completely uninvolved. That is, of course, suffering under what Hamas is doing. They're totally not guilty at all. Totally innocent people here who are cheering on their terrorists. Totally innocent people here. Totally innocent people. Very, very bigly innocent people here. Bigly innocent people. What else? What else? What else? Oh yeah, the merciful Islam here. They killed him. They stabbed him. They stabbed him. That's what they do. Filthy scum. Filthy scum. Brother Rashid said since 2023, religious leaders in Kufa, Iraq, have offered a reward of $1 million and a golden Quran weighing 2 kilograms of gold to anyone who kills Salwan Momika. I also have a Quran here. This still has a lot of pages left, man.
Hey, religious scholars, religious leaders in Kufa, how much you going to give us to stop encouraging people to rip up your stupid book?
I want $2 million. I don't care about the book. I don't care. I don't want the golden book. I just want $2 million to stop telling people to rip up the Quran.
Hey, yeah, we should announce every single week that if you send us $2 million, we won't desecrate the Quran that week. But if you don't send it to us, you're basically asking us to desecrate the Quran.
That's what they do. 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 This guy was killed. That's good. Anyway, lots of stuff happening here. Lots of stuff going on in the world. This guy showed his face. Look at that. This guy's showing his face.
Big mistake, Budro. I'll show you all how pissed I am. Here's my face.
This guy's not going to make it.
You're not. You're going to see him rolled up like one of those joints again.
Not going to make it. Not going to make it.
There's a reason every one of these guys has his face covered.
You imbecile. You are a target now. Not going to make it. You're not going to make it. Yeah. And so on. That's what happens. That's what they do. Anyway. Anyway, David.
Very, very, very based.
Hey, did you see Billy Carson?
No, what? Is he crying again? Or is he talking about aliens?
Come on, Elon, every single time.
Come on, Elon, fix your stuff, man. He started crying.
Oh, ambush. I wasn't given a full scope of what was going on. A person that was to be on that had been, I guess, watching a lot of my content over the years and made a lot of videos.
Dude, Wes Huff said he had like less than 24 hours notice for this.
Which is okay. It's fine. There's nothing against that. But the person that invited me over knew all about that. They knew that this person pretty much had it in for me.
So you went on a podcast where they had another guest that was going to grill you.
Yeah, going to grill me.
And you show up.
I showed up. And I try to maintain calm and peace. I try to be respectful.
Is that an alien
in this situation? To be honest with you, I kind of was a little bit in shock, and I was trying to get my word in. But the way it was being run, it wasn't a fair conversation. I felt like I was being overrun.
Nothing like that happened at all. I mean,
nothing.
We have seen the footage. Nothing like that happened.
Yeah. Yeah. He was the guy who moderated, who knew absolutely nothing. I mean, even when Wes tried to figure out what he's talking about, because he's going, the Sinai Bible. And he's like, do you mean Codex Sinaiticus? And the other guy's going, I feel like you guys are talking about cyanide. So that's the guy's level of knowledge, which means Billy Carson here wanted to steamroll a guy who knows literally nothing. He doesn't know what Sinaiticus is. He thinks you're talking about cyanide. If you talk about Sinaiticus, that's who Billy Carson was wanted to have this debate with. So he believed he was going in there to debate this guy. So he's prepped with his stuff. And then the guy messages Wes Huff and's like, actually, I realize I have no clue what I'm talking about here. Could you come on here and talk to him? Wes Huff on almost no preparation. I think he said he had like less than 24 hours notice and so on. Jumps in there and just responds to the guy's claims. So the guy's like, hey, and the Sinai Bible says Jesus wasn't crucified. Wes like, are you talking about Sinaiticus? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, well, Sinaiticus talks about Jesus' crucifixion all over the place. What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, it's the Gospel of Barnabas. And then he explains the Gospel of Barnabas. So what is this? This guy's been making false claims for years. He finally talks to someone who can explain what these things actually are. And then he's a victim now. He's a victim of a setup.
Yeah. Let's see.
Like my voice had been heard, and then every time I did have something important to say, the person on the other end would have a technical difficulty. And after it happened like 5 times, I got really frustrated and I walked out of this situation. And then it made mainstream. It was like all viral. It was everywhere. And so then I got really upset and I made that video, and my whole team was counting on me to make a good response video. My wife and my kid were counting on me to make a good response video, and I failed.
Oh, you failed, buddy.
Look at that.
I didn't make a good video.
Did they see it before it went out?
It was live.
Oh.
It was live.
I didn't make a good video. This is so pathetic, man. This is so pathetic, man. I wouldn't want to sit here and mock a guy who is crying and tearing up, but you,
dude, Billy Carson, I don't know who this was made for.
Pathetic.
It's not going to work, man. I don't know who this is meant for.
Pathetic, man. You are lying through your teeth again about what happened. You are pretending that you weren't actually totally exposed. You're lying again, and again, blaming it on totally different things, and then playing the victim and saying, I didn't make a good video. I didn't make a good video.
I failed to make a good video. May the aliens forgive me for letting them down. Oh, Crystals, why didn't you empower me to make a better video? You didn't. I let the crystals down.
Why didn't the aliens help me make a better video?
The Bible is a lie. We all just come from aliens.
Ban says Christians are N-word Jews. So you see, Christians are the worst. We doubled down and aren't afraid to face opposition. Powerful. Mist again says, use what little I can give to protect yourself, or whatever you wish. I'm sure more will want to follow this up as well. YouTube won't let me say more. I appreciate it very much. I appreciate it very much. I think I am gonna organize a fundraiser because I need equipment stuff. Need to travel around a bunch in the following weeks, and although I like the danger, I guess for the sake of others, I should probably have some protection around me. Thank you, Mr. Appreciate it. Rex Danger, Islamic Dilemma answered, the Quran being eternally existed before the Jews and Christians corrupted the text. Nope. That don't work, bro. That don't work. Philip Daniel, many Muslims celebrate his death. Many Jews will recite the Kaddish Yatom and El Malek Rahamim for him. Powerful. The seed of the Babylon. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Stephen M. says, God of the Bible, have I any pleasure in the death of the wicked, and not rather that he should turn from his way and live? God of Islam, destroy unbelievers. Allah must hate his creation. Oh, he does. He absolutely does. He calls his creation the worst. So, Tezbot, hi guys. Any thoughts on Calvin Robinson being defrocked for a joke Nazi salute, Allah Elon in USA? Crazy concern, busy news day today. I saw the clip and I thought it was funny. Although, I have to be very fair. I said that Elon's gesture didn't look like a Nazi salute. Calvin Robinson's gesture looked very much like a Nazi salute. Maybe you should joke appropriately. And the thing is, his license got revoked as a priest who has the authority inside the Anglican Catholic Church. I mean, we're talking about a cleric, you know. I would totally appreciate it if somebody else did this, but I can't really say much about this. I don't know what to think. What do you think, David?
I don't know. I didn't see it. I saw some people commenting on it and stuff like that, but I don't know what the rules are or what you get defrocked for, or like, I don't know if that's actually, hey, if you do something that looks like a Nazi salute, even if you're joking, we'll defrock. I don't know what the actual rules are, or something like that. But it's kind of funny because you're the expert on all things Nazi. But it is kind of funny if he was like, you called what Elon did a Nazi salute. I will show you an accurate Nazi salute here.
I can show you what he actually did. Here, wait a minute. Calvin Robinson.
What's the joke? Is it just like a solidarity thing? Like,
I
look,
said I'm going to show you.
I said, what's the joke? Dang it!
Okay, wait a minute. Where is it?
You said you were going to show me the salute. I want to know what the joke is.
Oh, the joke is this right here.
This is the last stand for Christendom. It's make or break time. The whole of the old world is crumbling. Every country in Europe is embracing death. America, as far as I could see, is the only country.
Not every country in Europe.
Life, and that's down to you guys. So God bless all of you for what you're doing. Please keep doing it. I hope that I can encourage you, and my heart goes out to you. God bless.
Okay, that was clearly a joke, man. That's clearly a joke. He even smiled and people laughed.
It was clearly a joke.
And clearly a joke about everyone flipping out over Elon. So yeah, that I didn't know exactly what the joke was and so on. Now that I see it, that seems pretty.
The thing is, Elon Musk's gesture didn't look like a Nazi salute. This guy's gesture looks like exactly like a Nazi salute.
Talking to the expert here, ladies and gentlemen.
It's obviously a joke. He smiles and walks away, and people laugh. But I don't know. I mean, if any random person does this, it's one thing. I don't know what to think. Might not be the best joke for a person that does what he does. I don't know. That's all I can say.
You guys, the Hamas just said you had victory.
Wait a second.
The Hamas had victory.
I'm trying to have a conversation with this nice young lady.
People who dress up as Hamas members in America should be deported immediately.
Oh, sounds like they are. And people who are covering their faces and stuff like that, they can only see my eyes. Oh, you have no idea what facial recognition software can do, lady. It's just if someone wants to find out who you are, they will find out who you are. I'm talking about the government. If they decide, nope, this lady crossed the line.
Powerful. Fun gaming. Netanyahu ensured many October 7 to come because of America pressuring him into cowardly dealings as principal. What are you blasting Netanyahu over? Yeah, I don't know. I've heard lots of Israelis expressed frustration with Netanyahu over the deal. Lots of people inside his own government, lots of people outside the government, and so on. And it seems messed up. But then there's also, if at the end of this all the hostages are brought back, and then the fighting continues and resumes. I don't know. I don't have many opinions today.
It's just this weird situation. Like there were two directions you could go. You keep fighting until Hamas is completely destroyed. That sends a powerful message to future jihadis of the world. Or you can make a deal and get your hostages back. So the idea is, okay, I actually understand making a deal to get your hostages back. If that's what you wanted to do, you could have done that 10 months earlier, right? So it looks like you were not doing that. You actually want to keep fighting until Hamas is completely wiped out, and which seems like what he intended. And then, yeah, he got pressured into making a deal. But yeah, we don't know. We do not know what the future holds. We'll see. We'll see. This could turn out to be dumb. This could turn out to be smart. But we'll see what happens in the near future.
Ma Motive said, whoever has sent him to hell, did you misspell that? Jazahum Allah khaira. To hell, you say? Here. How about this, bro? Here. I'll send this to hell. And I'll pee on it later as well.
We're gonna pee on it. We're gonna pee on it while burning it to try and put out the fire. But the fire shall never be put out, even with all the pee in the world. Nay, the pee shall be as even more fire. The pee shall be as gasoline upon the fire.
And gasoline. Filthy, pathetic scum. Aaron Fonseca says, as much as a catastrophe shitslam is, what is more depressing is how the left has neutered us in responding to it. The left is HIV and shitslam is AIDS. Stay safe, guys. Keep up the fight. That's the funny thing. When somebody is killed over in offending Muslims, we have to worry about what we say. We have to worry about how we respond to it, so that we don't offend those who are watching us. We don't offend Big Brother. Cheerful Turtle Girl. What's up, Cheerful Turtle Girl? AP, I pray Christ bless you and your family. You and David would have taught me so much about Islam. May you be safe and know that God loves you. May you have peace in your heart and mind. Thank you for making these videos. Thank you. Thank you, Turtle Girl. Appreciate it, Cheerful Turtle Girl. Appreciate it. David doesn't appreciate it, of course.
I don't.
No, I'm MKW. If Hamas won this war, then the Nazis won World War II as well. That's what they did. Yeah, the Nazis won when Hitler killed himself, literally. Michael James, for anyone who wants to desecrate the Quran but doesn't want to fund the Ummah, is there like IDF produced Qurans or something? Asking for a friend. Maybe we should start selling Qurans or just handing out Qurans for people to desecrate.
That's a good idea. But seriously, if you want a free Quran, there are dawah booths and so on that will give them to you.
Yeah. Maybe we should start selling our own Qurans.
We should have our own Quran.
Instead of supporting the Ummah, you can support.
Buy our Qurans and then desecrate them. We get paid. We'll corner the Quran desecration market by printing our own Qurans and then.
See yesterday's David's conversation with Robert Spencer. No, I'm not going to see it.
Yesterday's that was This Week in Jihad, but he was talking about he was apparently live, I think the day before, with Hatun, and they both got threatened, and so a Quran got desecrated during yesterday's live stream. I'll just say that.
Powerful. Castani Film Studio said Mohammedans have always hated Assyrians. 250,000 killed during the cipher. We deserve our own state, but Muslims, Kurds, and no Turks would allow it. How many of you are there still left? How many Assyrians are there left?
Assyrians? There's a lot of Assyrians, man.
Really? I recently became interested in their liturgical practices. Started listening to some chants of Assyrian churches. It's kind of based, actually.
It's just weird hearing. I recently became interested in Assyrian liturgical practices.
3.3 to 5+ million people still around. Oh, really? That's interesting. I didn't know that there are so many still.
Yep.
I thought you guys were dead. That's interesting.
Nope.
I thought you guys were dead. I had no idea. That would be good to have some more Assyrian presence. Amazing Disgrace says pictures of creative use would be great coffee table book. That's true. Chris, creative, but David, my Christian sisters tell me I always have to respond in love. When you mention how Islam in church, they don't want to hear it in love.
Yeah, you need to point out to your Christian sisters that if they have a view of love that rules out criticism or pointing out danger or hypocrisy or anything else, that is not a biblical view of love. The biblical view of love is not about feeling good and so on. And I normally point out to people, like, well, when Jesus was blasting the scribes and Pharisees, woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, you hypocrites, you whitewashed tombs, you serpents, you brood of vipers, and so on. Was he being mean? Was he making them feel good? What's going on there? But
they were feeling very happy.
Yeah, then think about it. Was what he was doing loving? Yeah, he was telling them exactly what they needed to hear. They needed to hear that stuff. And guess what? People need to hear about Islam. And so it's not loving to be quiet about it.
Isho said, sir, what do you mean you're friends with Sam? I thought Sam was the only Assyrian left. I didn't know there are more. So Big surprise to me. Peace be upon me. This is for you to keep eating Quran. I think this is the beginning of declining of Islam in Europe. Love you both and keep spreading this cult. I do want to address one thing, which is AFD. So the AFD just secured collaboration to pass an immigration thing, which would be, I need to read up on more on that, but the AFD wanted to pressure with their numbers other parties into accepting some of their policies. And in Germany, the AFD actually secured some alliance with the long-lasting Merkel's party, the CDU, some policies on cracking down on immigration, blocking members from or family members from reuniting in Germany, which would encourage them to just go somewhere else instead, and deporting people and so on. So there are some changes happening. Stuff like this was not very much expected just a decade ago, but there are some changes in some European countries happening, especially in Germany and the Netherlands and so on. Not the UK. The UK is a bunch of garbage. It's too late for those guys. If you're in the UK, you should probably move somewhere else. But yeah. Well,
just one thing. I don't mean to correct you because you're foreign, but I think it's AfD.
That's powerful. That's a powerful reminder. Thank you. Alternative für Deutschland. Demand mass deportations of Muslims now. Very rude. Mushko and the Muslims commenting about this is a sad blessing. Powerful. That's what David says. Muslims Cowboy celebrates a new goat for him and boyfriend. Powerful.
I'm going to celebrate with a new goat. Yeehaw!
Bar Hobocop here. The religion is already falling apart this year. What did they think is the best way to help their religion recover?
Yeah, we're still in January, man. We are still in January. We've had the grooming gangs became a global discussion all of a sudden after trying to cover it up for decades now. They started off with a matter of fact, they started off the month with a terrorist attack in New Orleans, and now they finished the month with a big terrorist attack. All these getting huge, getting a ton of attention. Not going to be a good year for Islam.
Powerful. Thank you, Abraham. Powerful. ED Archer, off topic, but AP, did you receive my update emails by any chance? It is about the Farfour game. Stay safe.
Oh, I saw that, and then I clicked on the site, and it's like, I don't know what this site is. I don't like clicking on stuff and downloading anything or doing, because I'm going to get a virus or something like that.
I don't like you, Ayala. I think I did. I didn't check it out yet, though. But I saw that you made a.
You might want to check out. Yeah, it's like Five Nights at Freddy's, but it's Five Nights at Farfours, which we've talked about making like a kind of.
I saw you made a game
spoof movie or something like that.
At Farfours. Yeah, that's what they do. That's what they did. Hey, David.
What?
Do you want to take over for a minute or so, and I'll be right back?
What are you going to pull the?
No, I'm not going to pull anything.
Okay. So what do you want me to take over going through super chats?
Just want to take over, go through super chats and save those that are especially.
I will save nothing.
Oh, wait. Infidel Noodle. What's up, Infidel Noodle? AP, how do you keep yourself safe from all the maniacal lunatics who wish the same fate for you? I have my gun with me.
That's one way of going about it.
And also have
I've just got these guns.
Also have the FBI notified, who are currently investigating Comedy Central Dawa, by the way.
In general, Infidel Noodle, it does seem safer in the U.S. than it does in a lot of other places, even Western places. So
I can't show my gun because apparently on YouTube you can't show a gun during a live stream, otherwise it will be taken down. Which is, I guess, kind of smart. I don't know what's going to go wrong with that. But yeah, we do what we do, Infidel Noodle. We do what we do. Okay, David, I'll be right back. You can take over, inshallah.
Now, am I starting where you left off there? Because there were ones above that. In other words, I start right here. Nice Quran you've got there. Would be a shame if someone were to. that sort of thing?
No, you can start right here.
Where? What are you doing? Start up there?
Yeah, and then go down.
Okay.
Inshallah, I'll be right back.
Terrorist state Qatar funds European policies that allow for mass Muslim migration in Europe. Call your politicians and demand mass deportations. The United States is doing something right now with people who've entered the country illegally. I've said before, if someone has crossed the border illegally 10 years ago and has never committed a crime or anything, has just worked the entire time, I'd be in favor of showing some sort of mercy to a person like that. With that said, I understand if you want to say, nope, everyone here's here illegally, we're gonna kick them out, and if they want to come here legally, they can. And so that's the situation. But right now, as of right now, they're targeting people who are here illegally and have committed crimes and been released. You said they've been committing crimes and so on, robberies, drug deals and so on. And so they're rounding up people like that. But I mean, what you'd say is obviously they should be doing something like that with people who have been convicted of all. I mean, you're talking about, they protect people in the UK who they came there as immigrants from Pakistan and got arrested for gang raping 12-year-old girls, and the UK won't deport them. So like, are you freaking insane? Obviously, if you're there, if you're in the UK or some European country, and you're there and you're committing crime, you turn to a life of crime when you get there. Like, bye. I mean, that would be common sense. Instead, they say, no, we can't send them back to their countries because they may be in trouble back there. I was like, what? So you just what? You let them continue gang raping little girls? What the heck is wrong with you? So anyway, there definitely should be instant deportations of people who are there and committing crimes and so on. But don't know what to do. People are very, very stupid. AP, I hope your order of Qurans went to a PO box. Oh yeah, that's smart. It kind of does depend on where they're coming from. Like you can get Qurans from Amazon and so on. But yeah, if you're getting them from like Muslim bookstore or something, probably want to be careful. Arctic Base says, nice Quran you've got there. Would be a shame if someone were to. Yeah, that is a good way. That is a good way to go about things. Let's see. If you are German, then vote for AfD. I don't know. Aren't they a bunch of racists? You should be going. If you're German, you should be voting for the parties that want you completely subjugated to Islam. That's the only tolerant thing you could possibly do. R.I.P. I'll pray for his soul. I hope he stayed as a Christian because he deserved to be in heaven. He was a brave man. He criticized Islam and stood up for his people, the Christians who were being persecuted in Iraq. I mentioned this earlier. It is extremely messed up. What does Islam target? Who are the people that Islam targets? You can have 99.9% of the population who just back down and submit, and then you have the tiny portion of people who will actually put their own lives on the line to stand against evil, and those are the people Islam wants to wipe out. The people with courage. Don't forget that. Islam wants to get rid of the people who have the courage to stand up against Islam. And that goes all the way back to Muhammad. Goes all the way back to Muhammad. I feel ashamed of my country and I feel trapped. That can be, that's a bad thing, of course, but it's a bad thing to feel trapped and so on. It can ultimately, eventually be a good thing. If you get enough people who feel trapped, then eventually you can have enough people to say, you know what, not dealing with this anymore. Jack Ray says, I figure David, the General Wood has a lot of ideas on responses to this that Islamists will soon see. Is it goat plus sheep Quran eating big reveal time? Only time will tell. Only time will tell. We have no way of knowing what the future holds for Islam. Listen to Nick Tenkani in UK. Are you telling people in the UK to listen to Nick Tencunny? I'm not familiar with that guy. Christian Gadfly says, I breathed a sign of relief when I saw you bought a gun. I didn't buy a gun. You must be talking about AP. Yo, AP.
I bought a gun a long time ago. I just flashed it.
AP's had a gun for a long time, and he is an expert marksman with it. Let that be a lesson to all you jihadis who would try to harm him.
My aim is good. In fact, it's kind of funny because when I did my military service in Turkey,
you didn't do any military service. You knew you had desk duty. What? But go ahead. Finish
which was obligatory. I sucked at almost everything because I didn't really want to participate in most of the stuff. But when it came to the shooting, it's funny. I was very, very good, extremely good. And the commander in charge was like, who looked at my results after I'm done shooting, was like, see, there's one thing that you can actually do.
That's pretty funny. It's funny that that's what you're good at. That's what Lee Harvey Oswald was good at, right? He sucked at everything else, but he was just good at shooting. And I was too. The first time I was 6 and people put a pistol in my hand. They were all shooting at this bottle, and it was just a 22. But it was a 22 pistol, and they were all shooting and missing. And then I just first time I understood how aiming works, and boom, the glass shattered and stuff. But I mean, how do you mess up? It's like this, right? It's like that, and then bam! I don't know, but anyway, yeah, I was pretty good at shooting too. Sadly, not allowed to.
AP lived the plot of Full Metal Jacket. Yes, I could totally relate to. What was his name again?
He called him Private Pyle.
Pyle, yeah.
For Gomer Pyle. I don't remember what his real name
Gomer
was.
Pyle, yeah.
Private Pyle. You know what's funny? That guy. So the guy who played
his real name was Lawrence, wasn't it? Or something like that.
I don't know.
He renamed him. Yeah.
It's funny. The guy who was the drill sergeant was a real Marine drill sergeant. They had another guy to play that part, and so and they were sending him clips to say, "Is this accurate?" And then he recorded himself in a video and sent the guy a VHS tape and said, "No, do it like this. This is how a drill sergeant would actually be acting," and he's just improvising. And Stanley Kubrick's like, "Oh, sorry, you're fired. We're getting that guy." So he was just a consultant to make things accurate. And they're like, "No, give this guy a job." And when he was in here, he was not reading, when he was doing all that stuff, he was not reading lines. He's just, they said, "Here's where you need to get to in the scene." But apart from that, just rant, and all that stuff is like him improvising. Pretty crazy, but
powerful.
Crazy stuff.
Powerful. John West, what if a certain religion's places of worship were converted into another religion's places of worship whenever something like this happens? Wouldn't that be based?
Sadly, people are not that based yet.
I mean, Islam has his own religious place of worship. It has Mecca. I think everything else should be converted to whatever it was before. Eventually, Mecca too, but Mecca should be turned into a toilet house. Abraham Harb, take comfort in the truth that God will do justice, inshallah. Stefan Thomas, complete insanity. They have to go away. Stay away. Yes, stay away from Islam. Nice pew-pew, by the way. Thank you. It's a cool pew-pew. Islam, an infestation of fleas which demand to be treated or it'll keep biting. West needs to grow a pair and combat this disease. Kyrie eleison. Powerful. Margot Wixton says, are there still Checkmate Jihad t-shirts available? David?
Yes.
Just powerful. To week 87, it's no coincidence there is an agreement between libs' hate speech laws and Islam. A house divided cannot stand. This is true. A house divided cannot stand. Next, Zakir Naik. Desecrating the Quran is rude, and I would never do anything like that. Just imagine a Muslim were watching the stream and watch you rip up Qurans. How do you think they would feel? Shame on you. Yeah.
That's a good point. From Apostate Aladdin. Next, Zakir.
I agree with that. SVR. On the Center Crusades better now. Powerful. They were very understandable. Now I have to watch Kingdom of Heaven again, which is actually kind of not such a good movie. It kind of sucks. But still, at least it's something. Crooks and Drinescu. Did you ever watch that movie?
Nope. I got recommended the movie by Muslims, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going for that.
Yeah, it has a little bit of senseless, typical unnecessary praising of Muslims.
Yeah, matter of fact, I mean, I'm understating what it was like. It was a Muslim and he was going, finally a movie who represent what happened as it actually did. And I was like, oh, I'm not interested in your movie there.
Right. It's not a very, very good movie, but at least it's a movie. Yeah. Plus, it's a very, very popular source for Christian memes. UK feels dead. Where do I start over fresh? Scotland. Once it's separated from the UK. AP, Paulo Nogara, AP, will this killing curb you from insulting the Quran? We can't lose you.
Yes, are you finally going to back down after you've seen this?
Yes, totally, bro. It's like I'm afraid, I'm terrified now that they have murdered Salwan. I'm absolutely terrified.
Me too.
I'm afraid. I'm terrified.
We're extremely scared.
Absolutely terrified.
We're super scared and we're screaming like this. That's a sound a goat makes when the Muslim cowboy walks into the room.
It is totally based.
Tweak 87 starting fun to advertise the anti-feminist verses of the Quran. Should do. SVR Unauthentic Crusades better now. Powerful. I'm so disgusted by the Swedes, said Vincent Katibi. This is the party now who is to protect humans from this They didn't protect anything. Next time I demand a new crusade. They think that it is their land. You are a guess. You're a weakling. Yeah, Muslim.
Ya Muslim!
Get the hell out. Oh, wait a minute. That's a good combination. Wait.
Ya Muslim! Get the hell out of here!
Nice.
Yeah, Muslim. Homosexuality should be fine.
You could play with these good combinations. Wait.
Ya Muslim!
Homosexuality should be fine.
Miguel Armour. Merry Christmas is now happy winter. UK is doomed. Happy winter? You say that over there? That's disgusting.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Happy winter? What is wrong with you people? Ayatollah Khamenei, at least in the US, they say happy holidays, which is kind of cringy, but only half cringy. Ayatollah Khamenei, the momentary backflash for his murder amongst Europeans is going straight into my chud filing cabinet next to Je suis, nothing ever happens. Yeah. Just want to put a reminder out there to what we're talking about today. We're talking about the killing, the murder, the brutal murder of a guy who is braver than 1.8 billion Muslims combined, and who was murdered today by a bunch of cowardly cockroaches because he had the balls to defy them and to burn up the Quran. That's who we're talking about. Salwan Momika. That's who we're talking about. An Assyrian, culturally Assyrian Christian who burned up the Quran in Sweden and was killed for this. And only a month before his death, before his killing, he said, I know very well that Muslims will kill me one day, but I'm not afraid, and I will not back down from my principles and defending Sweden and the West, and I'm ready to pay the price for that. The one thing that I feel about this now is that Sweden doesn't deserve it. But maybe I still think the West kind of does. The momentary backlash, table flipping time. That's what they do. Aaron Budnero, you had me dying when that idiot WAPO author said desecration of Islam's holy book, and you paused and tore up the Quran right there. You too. Thank you, Aaron. Alex DeSantis, APY is your wife subtweeting you. Powerful. Lloyd, imagine being an apologist and you get an offer to do a paid, fair debate to a large audience on a topic that is your core belief, and you turn it down. That's what they do.
Yeah, and imagine 2 billion of you all have the exact same reaction. Under no circumstances can we actually make the slightest attempt to prove that Muhammad's a true prophet in the presence of someone who knows how to expose the lies we would tell. Cowards, pure cowards.
This guy is better than 1.8 billion Muslims. If I had to choose between 1.8 billion Muslims and Salwan Momika, I would choose Salwan Momika. Aaron Fonseca says Christendom needs leaders like Pope Urban II, Richard the Lionheart, King Baldwin IV, and Vlad the Impaler. Make Europe crusaders again. I mean, I wouldn't count Vlad the Impaler as a good Christian, but I would say that Europe needs people like Vlad the Impaler. Michael Criollo, I hope that you can get your children some sweets from this little amount, AP and Dawood. Please be safe. Today the news were devastating. I couldn't bear if anything happened to you both. Stand strong. If it happens eventually, then it was worth it. And it was fun while it lasted. And hope others continue the struggle.
Yeah, Michael, I'm pretty okay if they want to eventually slaughter me in the name of Allah.
That's what they do.
Urinating upon one another. That's what they do.
I will go down fighting. Grumpy Granny shared, good morning from Australia. Can we stop these guys? Only if you can make Europeans smart again and Western people smart again.
Yeah, people still haven't caught on. Why do they flip out, lose their minds when someone criticizes their book or their prophet? Why? Because Islam cannot stand up to criticism. It can't. So they have to respond with violence. They have to. They can't allow open criticism of Islam. It can't. Going back to Muhammad. Muhammad could not deal with criticism. That's why his followers would slaughter people for criticizing him. And so I have no idea how people don't catch on to this, but they've just announced to the world what their weakness is. And why, in the name of common sense, would you not say, oh, that's what your weakness is? That's what you can't stand? Criticizing your book or your prophet? Okay, now we know what to do. Now we know how to respond. Thank you for giving us that information. Instead, it's, oh, they can't take that, so let's never do it. Oh, my goodness.
Lloyd 444, Muslims could have easily stopped Salwan just by not reacting crazy, but they can't help themselves. They have been condescended.
Yeah, think about it. So the reason he kept doing it was because they kept losing their minds, and they would show up, hundreds or thousands of people flipping out and losing their minds and so on, right? If they had just ignored him, he shows up and burns the Quran and no one pays any attention and no one cares. Why would anyone keep doing that?
Yeah.
So, yep, they actually, it's weird. They're creating these guys by the way they act.
Yeah, I just had a funny idea. We joked a lot about how this looks like a butt plug.
Mm-hmm.
And let's not kid ourselves, it actually does. And it is a butt plug. Falsely advertised as home decor by Muslims. But I thought to myself, maybe I should order a real butt plug and then glue Quran pages on it. And
you should market those.
Man. Ayatollah Khamenei, imagine blowing on a Jimmy had to own the Jews, real the Qalbi type activities out here. Nah, miss me with that Galizi goblin, for real. Powerful. Andrew Kaufman, E4 Maria birthday tomorrow. E4 Mafia, not Maria. E4 Mafia birthday tomorrow. Powerful. Happy birthday, E4 Mafia. Dustin Banai says, now is a good time to catch and report to ICE. Please report anyone who celebrates and rejoices on social media. Indeed, do that. Be on each one of them and report them all. Report and deport. Dilip Winston, dedicated day to Salwan Momika as a Quran burning day. We shall work on that. But January 30th is already a good idea. Theo Wolfie says, beloved, never revenge yourselves, but leave room for the wrath of God. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, says the Lord. Romans 12:19. In your face, David.
Not a correct application of that verse, Theo Wolfie. So if you're saying, hey, don't respond to this sort of thing, I think you've kind of missed the plot.
Missed the plot?
Mm-hmm.
You lost the plot, my friend. You lost the plot, my friend. Oh, I thought you were going to give one of your long speeches again, so I was going to read the Bible passage, but whatever.
Yeah. No, it's a situation where they'll quote a verse and then give it an interpretation, which, if that is the correct interpretation, they've just thrown like half the people in the Bible under the bus, including Jesus, including Paul, and so on. If you're interpreting that correctly. But again, the person didn't say what he's implying with that. But yeah, if you're saying just let jihadis run all over you and never respond to them, and not true.
Not true. Not true. Not true. Imagine sitting in a Hamas class watching a Mujahid show you the proper way to make a condom expand. Hell no. Lloyd 444 debate Kong AP versus Central Dawa during prison visiting time. Take my money. Debate Kong 6. That would be funny.
Oh, hey, AP, this might be a time for a follow-up contact with the FBI, saying, hey, what he said he was going to do is what just happened to this guy. And here, look at this list of all these Muslims, like these are people in America, the Muslim Cowboys, who are celebrating this. What are you going to do to protect? What are you going to do to protect U.S. citizens here?
Well, I will bring that up. The FBI is going to visit me in a few days, so we'll bring that up. I'm making notes and taking names and saving bookmarks of all the people that I think would be would be good candidates to be delivered directly to the FBI. So, just so you know, just so everybody knows. Bo Rudder, any news on Giant DOC channel? Need legal aid?
That's already covered. They're just waiting. So they have a lawyer who got in touch with YouTube, and then I don't even know if we're supposed to be mentioning names or not, but the Muslim who gave them a copyright strike, filed a copyright complaint against them just for responding to her. Yes, I said her stuff. Then has 10 days from the time it was submitted to prove that what they're doing is not fair use. And she's going to fail. So she's basically holding out, and hopefully, because you're not allowed to abuse the copyright system and so on. So if it gets discovered that she's abusing the copyright system, she's going to be in trouble for that. So anyway, this should be resolved pretty soon, because this was again, it's 10 days, and it was several days ago when it was started. So it should be any day now.
The copyright system is not a goat, so you can't abuse it. Mm-hmm. Stefan Thomas, Europeans have to stand up and fight for real values. Miguel Armour, the West government are against Christ. Powerful. Noam MKW, guys, I found a name for Candace's condition. It's called Schrödinger's PP. It's actually called Mandis system. That's it.
Wait, what's going on with Mandis? Is something going on?
One of the biggest news of the year so far is that Candace Owens, turns out that Candace Owens may be trans.
And I haven't seen any decisive proof. I've seen some interesting stuff. What's really bothering me is how no one's allowed to talk about this, and and she's not responding.
Exactly. That's what I always say. Powerful. Stefan Thomas said Silesia was my mother's birth ground, a poll, but 43. Black Milky, someone needs to start a Quran burning relaxation channel, like those channels where they burn firewood in the background. Yeah, that's a funny idea. But Quran ASMR definitely should be a thing. Vincent Khatibi, just to see a few smiles, bar hobo. Lizzie and the XL Dogs. Thank you so much, Lizzie and the XL Dogs. What kind of dogs are those? Cam, don't think people realize how evil Islam is. I told my wife about Muhammad covered in semen. She said, and she was like, ew, brother, ew. Glad to see Islam go lately. Powerful. Lord, Islam rules by fear. That's why they must go after the fearless. Lilith J, Chat Pay J, what? Chat J Pay Tay, isn't it Quranic to offer those that disrespect the Quran? Yes, it is. Oh, thank you, Chat J Pay Tay. Paula Lungaro, David Wood, you do great butthead impersonation. You would.
I do.
Lloyd, didn't Hijab's mom put a toothbrush up her leather straps and that's how he was born? Yes, actually. Derek Goff, when did a Jewish or Christian book company that sells hyper-flammable Qurans in bulk, all proceeds go to the IDF? Powerful. Should do.
That'd be based.
All wrap-up goats, king condoms, there they go, you see. Powerful. One who chases honor puts themselves at the mercy of others, says Rabbi Arya Levin. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, Ephraim. Sukka Biscuit says, rest in peace, Salwan. Love you guys. Thank you for all you do. Unite us all. How can we organize from the anti-Ummah? Call it the Dhammahum. Peace be upon him. Can't do nothing. You just have to burn books. That's it. Miguel Amor, the world is a stage. Islam is blowing up in Europe. And what is Islam good for? Subjugation. This is all a setup by those who would seat at the top. I don't think it's that big of a conspiracy. I think that Europeans are just stupid. That's it. Susan Lee, what could possibly be in a swag bag from Hamas? Probably goat food or something. I don't know. The cat lady, be tolerant advices. You got remind me of Avot 418. Powerful, powerful. Powerful, powerful, powerful. Ape, you should challenge any of the pretenders from Majority Report to a debate at DebateCon. I will do that now. In a second.
You'll be humiliated.
In a second.
I said humiliated.
In a second.
Humiliated!
Pirkei Avot 418. What does it say? What does it say? Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar said, do not try to appease your friend during his hour of anger, nor comfort him at the hour while his dead still lies before him, nor question him at the hour of his vow, nor strive to see him in the hour of his disgrace. Wow. Interesting. Interesting. Cat lady, interesting. Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar said, do not try to appease your friend during his hour of anger, nor comfort him at the hour while his dead still lies before him, nor question him at the hour of his vow, nor strive to see him in the hour of his disgrace.
That's going back to you flipping out earlier, going, don't say anything to me unless it's just pure rage. That's all I want right now is pure rage.
Yeah. This is kind of nice. Thank you. Thank you, cat lady. Appreciate that. Michael Japes, do you guys ever make a bad video? I've never made a bad video in my life.
Why would I make a bad video when I could just make dope videos?
I couldn't make a good video. Orthodox, cis, proud infidel. It's not much to respect everything y'all do. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Tabi Priya, no Nupur Sharma 4 a.m. Indian Muslim threats to her. Yes, do. 4 million in India. Hastur Shanchus King says, just joined the Patreon for Hatun. God bless and keep her, and may y'all stay safe as well. Did you just make a thing for Hatun, David? Do you want to
Yeah. So anyway, right before matter of fact, I was still editing it while we were live, but I made a video.
We are still alive.
Showing people how they could support Hatun and posted that. And anyway, lots of people have been signing up, so that's good.
That's what I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Yes. Somebody said Candace is not a man.
Well, prove it. And why isn't she proving it then?
Don't be ridiculous. So far, she hasn't denied it. I didn't receive a community note. Plus, I was attacked by people, but nobody ever said that I'm a liar. Therefore, it must be true. Boom.
They'll call you anti-Candace, but they won't call you a liar.
How much are the Candists paying you, man? How much are the Candists paying you?
Yeah, how much are you getting paid?
How much are you getting paid by the Candists?
Is it worth it?
Look at this. Can it be any more obvious? No. Look at this. What is that? See? I'm sick of having to point out the obvious here. I'm just asking questions, by the way.
Just asking questions, everyone.
And if it wasn't true, why would she block me?
Mm-hmm.
Why would she block me?
Mm-hmm.
There's your proof. Irrefutable proof.
And if that's not enough proof for you, then I don't think you understand what proof is, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. Prove me wrong if it's not proof.
Prove them wrong. Talking to you, Candace. Prove them wrong.
Some say though she was pregnant. She gave birth to 3 children. Were you
Prove it.
there?
Where?
Were you
Were you there? I wasn't there.
Were you there?
Oh, yes, and guess what? I just heard Andrew Tate gave birth to a baby. I guess he's a woman, definitely. This is the proof.
You can't just say what you hear.
Were you there when she delivered the baby?
Yeah, and if so, prove that you were there.
Only brain rot Muslims think Hamas won. Gay. I understand the Crusades better now. Thank you. Please play 3-minute Billy versus West YouTube animation by AZN guy. Have to look at that before I do. Can't do that now. Next time, I'll keep it in mind. David is making a note.
I think I saw that. I think it was set up like it was almost like South Park type. Good
salt. Beta super chat. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Shake what your mama gave you. Can't think of anything funny to say. Goat scream, please. Ben, make a book called How to Defeat Islam as the cover page, but the content is all Quran. AP say better to get to chopping before truth start dropping. Powerful. That's good. Mr. Gato heard Central Dawa is currently bathing in a muddy pool, accompanied by Momo and Omar. That's what he's doing. Ubzies, can David wear? Did he grandpa had to debate? He will. Lloyd says, first comes ridicule, then persecution, and lastly compromise. We mustn't compromise with Islam. We shan't. Tim, her 2A for Second Amendment for FTW, whatever that means. I always confuse it. David, you can still carry if you use black powder like a pirate. LOL, Yeshua Akbar.
They have I've heard they have some like super high power what is that? Like back in the day you had the CO2 cartridges for BB guns, but now they have like super powerful ones that will just knock someone over. Yes. It will just knock someone on their butt in a heartbeat.
Powerful.
Something like that.
Inshallah, powerful.
But I'm good with these. I'm good with these.
Sufyan S., ex-Muslim from France, thank you for revealing the truth about Islam without lies. Islam, thank you so much. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very, very much. Appreciate it very, very much. Christian theology and apologetics. Do you think Islam will ever be gone? Yes, soon. Dan, Dave, AP, David, will please take care, brothers. I am atheist, but if I learned all my knowledge of the Quran, but I learned all my knowledge of the Quran from Daily Wire. Daily Wire is a real boss.
Indeed.
There you go.
That's true. That's the truth.
Daily Wire is based. Disciple memer, hey AP, when Comedy Central was threatening your life, you should have said, if you kill me, you're gay. That would have made him stop. I couldn't think fast enough for that. Yeah.
It would be funny.
Mechanique, a legal question. Would you all support making a Muslim registry in the US to keep tabs on the relatives of terrorists? Would this be under the Fourth Amendment? I have no freaking idea why you're asking me this. David knows this kind of stuff. He's a lawyer.
I don't know why there'd be a problem with it.
Dan Dave, Muslims have destroyed Buddhist, Zoroastrian, Hindu, Jewish, Christian, Sikh holy places of worship and turned them into mosques. That's what they did.
Urinating upon one another. That's what they do.
JW, I've been reliably told that Muhammad had exceptional childcare facilities. You see, it is the beauty of Islam. This is very, very much true. He had a very special place for Aisha.
Yep. His bedroom.
Zayn.
What?
A super chat to help finance the terror on Islam. Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much, Zayn. Appreciate it. Stop Animal Cruelty said, AP, look up Nicky Tenchoni, what he said about Muslims. Who is Nick Tenchoni?
I don't know if it's the same person, but someone else mentioned Mick Tenchoni. Where is this? On Twitter?
Who has been the interim leader of the UKIP since June 2024. Nick Tenchoni. Margarita pizza.
Nick Marcel Penconi, defender of Christianity and conservative values.
Oh, he follows me. That's funny. I don't
know. Follows me too. Maybe he's smart. If he follows both of us, you got to be smart.
Hold me to account. That's what he said. Wow, that's balls, man. No, where, who, what did he say? Another moderate dog whistling to the Islamist extremists to keep going, hiding in plain sight. Salwan was murdered, most likely by Islamic extremists. As usual, the moderates don't condemn the murder. They slither in with despicable, unholy tactics.
That's what they do.
I don't know what else he said, though.
Yeah, we don't know if we're supposed to randomly look at stuff.
Muslim men take to the street performing an Islamic battle cry, terrifying and intimidating women and children. It is time for remigration. Remigration is becoming a kind of popular word in Europe.
Yeah, I'm confused by this. Like, you're talking about the Maori dance and so on. I understand why it would be intimidating on a battlefield. When I see guys doing this, I'm like, this looks like the gayest thing I've seen ever, apart from kissing the black stone.
I know, it looks like any moment they're going to start, kissing each other. And
like grabbing each other and stuff like this. Oh,
I've been waiting for this moment.
Where's my 99 names of Allah butt plug so we can pleasure each other? What is this, man? It's disgusting.
Bunch of sickos. You're sick.
You sick in the mind?
Then Dave, Muslims kidnap Hindu Christian women and cop Christian girls in Egypt and rape them to convert them, rape them. Who behaves like this in a modern world? The same people. Interrupting David Wood says, no, hey, I haven't.
Hey, one second.
This is true. This is what else does it say? I haven't. We can make fun of.
Hey, whoa. Hey, hey, check this out. We should do something to tick people off.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, so let's continue talking about. You're supposed to interrupt me again, man. You should make a PayPal for a new computer. Seriously, that's powerful. Flames of Zoroaster sending love and support. Rest in peace, legend. Thank you. The legend here is very much Salwan. He's the legend. OJ enough to update on the case. AP versus Central Douche. FBI is on it. They're going to come in to ask me a few things. That's it.
Don't drop the soap, Central. Don't drop the soap.
Jack Ray Black Mesa. We make Europeans smart again. Go to Hub Mecca. Nah, Mecca. Make Europe Christian again. That's funny.
Mecca. That's funny.
Go to Hub. You have the best ideas. Jana Levy said, at least HMS get condom protection from Kamala. Kamala. That's powerful. Theo Wolfie, I meant do not repay them with the same violent actions, but expose Islam for the bad fruits that it produces. Islam is a bad tree that has to be uprooted. In your face, David.
Hey, that's funny. That should have been Kamala's thing when Trump, when all those, when the Muslims in Michigan endorsed Trump. She should have been like, should you really be going with Trump? I mean, my name is Kamala.
Kamala.
It's in my name. You should be worshiping me.
It's in my name. Like, it's literally that's my name.
In the name of Kamala.
It's literally my name. I'm kind of sad that we don't hear the cackling anymore, man.
La ilaha il Kamala.
Obzis Chat GPT is Islam a religion of peace? Ask it. See what it says. Dark Angel AP, what happened to your based music from AI? What based music are you talking about?
Oh, yeah. Hey, AP. You know, when we had that a Quran desecration video that we've never shared, we said the problem is we said words in there which now make no sense because we were talking about things that were going on then. We could take the footage. And you could make some sort of AI song about Salwan Momika, and I was thinking of Salman Rushdie for a second, but Salwan Momika could have a song, and that could be the video. We got the video already. You know what I mean? We need the song. We need the song because the words we said make no sense.
That's true.
Choked him, but no witnesses were near. Just sand and wind to testify that a story far from clear. Recites, said the angel, squeezing tighter than a vice. We're Repeat these holy verses, or I'll choke you twice as nice.
There's a blues version. I like the blues.
You don't know anything about blues?
I knew a man named Muhammad. Yeah, Muhammad from the hot Meccan sands.
This ain't blues.
He had a hotline to Allah's commands.
In a way.
Yeah, the angel Gabriel came down one night. But funny thing is, no one else saw the light. He sit in a cave, hear voices in his ear. And wouldn't you know it, they told him just what he wanted to hear.
Powerful stuff.
Based.
Not too bad. 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 Hey, this is kind of funny actually. I had this thing made a long time ago. Let's see.
Yeah, here's to the fragile prophets and the fearless men. Let's see who breaks first. Let's go. Muhammad is big mad, throwing fits, throwing hands, can't handle jokes, so he bans the bands. The ink cuts deeper than his swords ever can. Big mad, Muhammad is big mad. We will draw, we will write, no matter if you're big mad.
Muhammad is big mad. That's funny.
Jack Ray, we had Black Mesa apologize. We had a containment protocol failure and the Queen head crab escaped. We call her Candace. Please contact Black Mesa if you find her. This is powerful, man. Wow. Michael Feldman, my uncle Steve the Greek told me never trust a Turk, but he would have liked AP.
It was good advice. It was good advice. But yeah, maybe he would have saw AP and been like, he wanted the good ones.
Yeah.
He would have saw AP and Hatun and been like, they're two of the good ones.
Good ones. Good ones. Gay P. Hey, what's up, Gay P? Did I hear guys say the U.S. isn't giving Gaza condoms anymore? There goes my travel plans. Not trying to be like a glue stick. Sandy J. Praying for God's protection over you and your families. Love you guys. We will not fear, for Jesus had already conquered death. Powerful, Sandy. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. David is not appreciating it, of course. Gwyneth Isaac. If anything happens to AP, David would go Super Saiyan.
I have to say, it's kind of true. Something happened to AP, Hatun. You could kind of go down the list, but let's just say they shall be avenged.
Inshallah. Inshallah, indeed. Inshallah, indeed. I'm still thinking about my WAB song.
Your what?
I'm currently waiting on it being produced in a different way. My weak ass book song.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Holes in this book.
I said disputed claims, 7 gaps on the page, weak ass book, all those edits set the stage.
Dude,
Yeah.
dude,
Yeah.
we need to make the video, but it's all goats. Eric and Elle got like 100 goats, man. It could all be goats in the video.
Burn old pages of this weak ass book. Where those verses go in this weak ass book. Flip it up, scribe, grab a pen, change that line, write again. Abdullah, dip caught his fate, said he wrote it, big mistake, lost some sorors, burnt the rest, sign the layers, failed the test, perfect, nah, that's just the hype, history's messy, get it right, where's our call, where's our half, lost the stoning, got no draft, 7 modes, that's just a blow, no evidence, they made it up.
It's pretty good, right?
It is. if you had that song and a video with nothing but goats, and they like with Qurans, but it's like you somehow got the goats like doing dances that would turn on some Dawa guys, but then like they got the pages of it. Come on, man.
That is the thing. I
millions of views, dude.
I do want to have goats, but I don't want to make it too sexual, you know.
That's the tough part. That's the tough part. So how do you have a video that's supposed to reach Dawa guys and have goats in it, but not make these guys lose their minds so that they can't pay attention to the actual content of the video. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Weird.
Exactly. Thanks on new upload doesn't show, David. Super thanks on new upload doesn't show.
I have no control over what shows up.
Goat Hub, how is Mandates giving birth proof? A man gave birth to a ratfish and the father was a toothbrush. Deborah Freeman made
Good
a
point.
super chat of $18. Just want to point out that 18 here is a significant number, which stands for life in Jewish mysticism. Thank you, appreciate it. Towards a security camera or whatever to keep your wife and cute son safe. Thank you so much. Appreciate it very much, Deborah. We'll work on it. Michael Criolla, may you please address the accusation of some Muslims to Momika being part of the Christian Front Badr brigades? I couldn't find much. Stay safe. He was part of some rebel organization when he was in Iraq for a brief time, which he then later on left behind. So at the time of his death, at the time during his entire time in the UK, he was not part of any such organization anymore. But he was part of in the middle of a civil war and wars. He lived in Iraq as a member of an Assyrian minority. Can't blame the guy. Jack Ray, David, do you need a crowbar? They work well on Candice's head crab offspring. Prash, Muzi forcing Europeans to reopen some old camps. What's wrong with you? Cam, Muhammad in Islam is like Voldemort, but you can't say his name. Something Mike Winger would say. Voldemort. Powerful. Brad G, if David does not wear Diddy Grandpa hat, he will lose the debate. That's what I said, but he is going to wear it in the end, although he says no.
People keep saying Grandpa Diddy hat, and it's like, again, we don't know. We know what hat they're referring to on AP, but we're like, but I'm like, I don't want to actually Google search in case it's actually referring to something.
That's always the problem, man. That's always the problem. I always reluctantly Google things when people tell me something that I don't know. Reluctantly. Saeed Whiskey Abbas, thank you for remembering Salwan Momika. I hope this day forever becomes Quran burning day in his memory. Thank you for your support from Pakistan. We need to follow up on this, but we should also make sure that next year on this day
we should have something big. Matter of fact, you should come up with the plan to like notify people now so they can share it, and that way, January of next year, people are like, oh, I remember. When you share it again, be like, hey, remember we're going to do this? Then everyone's ready for it.
Remember the 30th of January. As the poem goes. Vinny the Pooh, Scott Ritter is a lunatic. I don't know why you're pointing this out. Everybody knows Scott Ritter is a lunatic. He's also a pedophile. Brett G, can you guys drop an album? Would be fire. Yes, we'll do that immediately. Lloyd 444, I like big goats and I cannot lie. Brett G, love the Diddy Grandpa hat, by the way. Thank you so much. David will wear it. Goat up, other brothers can't deny. ChatGPT doesn't know, so do a poll, please.
Our Dawa brothers can't deny, should be.
Powerful.
But there should be an entire video about that as well. Baby got back, but it's about Dawa guys loving goats.
That's what they do. All right. I have been sitting through this with immense pain in my foot because I have a huge.
Oh, you got your dumb gout again?
Yeah. For which I received prednisone, which is steroid thingy.
No, I think that's for pregnant women.
Yeah, which is putting me in a very, very weird place. But we had to do this. I want to point out one more time. We did this live stream today in honor of Salwan Momika, who was an Assyrian guy who had balls bigger than 1.8 billion Muslims combined, and who proudly and bravely, defiantly burned the Quran fearlessly so, and was eventually killed by a bunch of filthy, parasitic bastards and cowards who had to ambush him to take him out when this guy was brave enough to go around and stand up for his rights and for the rights of others to do whatever they want to do. Would remember and respect this guy. Here you have some guy saying, "Shut up, apostate. You shut up. Your prophet was a pedophile, child molester, and rapist."
Did someone just tell? Don't know why. Don't know why. Why'd you do this, dude? You seriously believe you're going to have to stand before Allah and explain why you knew exactly what talking to AP like that would do, and you did it anyway, knowingly? Isn't that weird? Like they're begging us, man. Like they're begging us to do this.
Allah has cursed your foot. He has indeed. He has. Can I ask for 1 minute silence for him? Rest in peace. Yes, I will do that. Noel, praying a decade of the rosary for your debates. Very nice. David, please nail Alex on the animal suffering thing. You got this. David, hopefully AP gets an opponent.
We're not
GP.
debating anything remotely resembling animal suffering.
Plus, I'm not sure why you're asking David to nail Alex. Thank you. Appreciate this. I really like the rosary. I have actually been kind of practicing the rosary, and I know how to do it now.
You don't know anything.
I'm really getting into this, and I like it. It's very, very nice. So I appreciate that you do that. In fact, I can tell you that today is for the luminous ones, isn't it? Yeah. I did it today, earlier today. It's very nice. It's very nice. Maybe I'll be a Catholic one day. David, anything else you want to say?
Nope. Remember, Salwan, and think of creative ways to honor his legacy, ladies and gentlemen.
And I shall ask for 1 minute of silence, which is something that I've always kind of found a little bit weird, but today I want to do it. So 1 minute of silence for the brave Salwan Momika, who was brutally murdered by cockroaches, in his memory. Just 1 minute. All right. Thanks everyone for being here today. Quran is holy, it's full of holes. Gaza and gay rights are better since no roofs left. That's true. See you tomorrow, everybody. And I don't think I'll be live this weekend. Not sure what David is going to do without me.
Just cry. I'll just cry the entire time.
That sounds like a good plan. I would totally recommend.
It is totally based.
It is totally based.
Thanks everyone for watching. Stay safe. And as always, In other words, for those who don't speak Islamic,
stay away from Islam.